everyone, and welcome to another Rumble². Yes, it is number 13, and it has been a while. I didn't do one for December because holidays, all right? You guys can mute yourselves now if you want. Uh, so it's been a while. I know it's been a while, but as always, I'm glad to see you all here. Obviously, of course, I have a wonderful host crew. Now, Daniel has DM'd me and said he may be late. He had an emergency, so he may not be coming on at all. Just depends. And I don't know where Vet is, but hopefully he's on his way. If not, oh well, right? But regardless, so what's going to happen is, I've done for the previous ones, is what happens is that I have three questions that I gave my guests a week beforehand, and hopefully they had enough time to kind of mull over it and kind of go over and see what they kind of have got and all that stuff. And then we're gonna go through each one with our own answers, and we'll have let's see. After the three, we'll have a bit of a talk about some of the new stuff that's supposedly coming out, and then we'll have a Q&A from the chat. So if chat has any questions and would like some answers or would just like to add their own stuff to it, you can set it for there. I know some people will do it throughout the stream, but I always ask them to leave it for that part because it's just easier to concentrate on my guests first, and that instead of just having everyone talking at once and just like whatever. So if you wouldn't mind holding off those things until that point in time, we'll have a great time. So there we go for that. But of course, before we get started, I usually go for introductions. So, Captain Tor, if you'd like to start us off.
I'm Captain Tor, owner, operator, and commander of the Delta IV Pirate Submarine. I usually have a draw stream every Thursday night, about 7 o'clock or 7:30 Central Standard Time. You can catch me there. For if you need to see my work, I have a portfolio up at DeviantArt. I do draw streams live, and I usually do requests for people, gifted people who are gifted subs, people who are subscribers, or even if you just want to give me a Rumble rant, that gets you a request from me. It's actually a pretty good deal. You get something, I get something.
There
You
you
get
go.
work of mine, I get content for programs. It works.
Nice. Yeah, and he does a lot of. I mean, you drew your own avatar, so I mean
Yes.
that's pretty
Yes,
awesome.
I did. As soon as I had a friend of mine who knew how to hook me up with how to do things on OBS,
Mhm.
and hi Omega, I see him in the chat. Um, yeah, I drew everything. All this stuff is hand drawn and imported through scanning.
Mhm.
No AI, if that's a big deal. Some people that's a big deal. Some people it don't matter. To me,
Yeah.
it don't matter if you use AI or not.
Hmm.
I just want to just say I drew everything. Everything
Yeah.
here is hand drawn. The
All.
only thing that's probably not hand drawn is if I put text on anything,
There
like
you
my
go.
little live screen up here,
Hmm.
my couple little logos here. You're not seeing them on you're not seeing them on the screen right now because of the
Hmm.
way that it crops it
Yeah.
in studio. But yeah, all the text and fonts are usually digital. I usually add those using Krita, but
Oh,
otherwise, yeah, I hand draw everything. I hand draw
nice.
everything, and everybody's usually most of my clients so far have been very happy with their results. So
Nice. Well, that's usually a good sign because they usually come back if it's a good job, so
yeah,
or a great job, depending on which how they see things. But but yeah, but and of course, I had it before on the Dare chat, and glad to glad to have you on for this one.
yes,
Uh,
thank you for the opportunity to come back
yeah,
and hi everybody, hi.
yeah, and then of course sharing your experience. So thank you for that. Of course, next up is a new person I've not had on any time before, but I'm always welcome to bring on people who use the platform, the Rumble platform. So Barney, if you'd like to go next.
Hi, my name is Barney Jack. Actually a local home everyday full-time truck driver, gamer, streamer.
Nice.
Um, I stream on 7 platforms at once: Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Trovo, Rumble, X, and TikTok.
Mm,
I'm a Twitch partner, YouTube partner, and Kick partner. I
wow.
do game streams for the most part, although I'm just now starting to get into like tech review videos
Mm.
and stuff like that. So here I am.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I will let you know. I know someone who has you beat by 4 more platforms. So, yeah.
Oh,
That's quite a few
but
platforms.
Oh
I have
yeah,
How do you keep them
but
all
I have
straight?
alerts for all of mine. Do they?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the hard part, is getting the
yeah,
alerts and everything else. But yeah, that's actually the super hard part.
yeah. No, it's certainly what the programs you use are the difficult part because some people will see like if people use StreamYard or Restream, most of the time they probably won't see any chats come from Rumble because those services don't either catch them or they don't make a it's some
Oh
weird thing.
no,
Yeah,
I actually have a third party program that captures all my stream chats independently, so I don't have to worry about that. So
that's good. Yeah, that's pretty
it
awesome.
literally maintains a small browser source and reads the chat and then puts it into my window. So
Nice.
any chat, any streamer I want to
Mm,
put in there, I can put that right into my chat. So kind
nice.
of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And yeah, well, thank you for that, good sir. And I'm glad to have you on, of course, because I do this to hear people's experiences, issues, and kind of bring that all together because well, I'll explain that part later. But thank you for that.
Oh, no
Um,
problem.
Taste it. I know you can't be seen, but if you'd like to do your end,
Sure. First, it's Tacit Mortem.
Tacit, Tacit.
I've been on 3 or 4 times now, but still can't get my name right. That's
Hey, hey,
okay.
hey, Miss! I'll just call you Mr. T from now on. How's that sound? I'll just call you Mr. T.
Mr.
All right.
T.
Yeah. Well, I pity the fool then.
Yeah, he definitely do some food fighting.
But yeah, I'm Tacit Mortem. It's okay. Like a lot of people get my name wrong. Even my friends online kind of mess up my name intentionally.
Oh
I'm a
goodness.
video game streamer. I also
Mhm.
create content. Right now, my main game or the only game I'm really playing is Arc Raiders,
Oh,
which is the biggest sensation in gaming right now,
Yeah,
yeah.
that seems to be the popular one. I see everybody
it's a
doing
lot of
that.
fun. It's a lot of fun. I didn't start playing it when it first launched. I didn't, but enough people were playing it. Enough of my friends were playing it that I was like, okay, I'll download it and give it a shot. And it really is. It's quite addicting. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I multi-stream on 7 different platforms, including Rumble,
Mhm.
TikTok, Instagram,
Oh,
Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Kick. I'm probably missing one, but pretty much every major platform outside of Facebook, I
yeah.
stream on. And like I said, I also create a lot of content as well. That's what I was doing right before this. I have a video coming out tomorrow, and
Nice.
I try to create videos every week.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's good to talk to you again.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I actually went through my because I make a playlist. Okay, so here's the easier part. I went through my YouTube side because it's just easier to go through the back end of things than the Rumble side. But I went through it and I saw that you had been on before. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, I've been on a few times. I
oh,
think this is the third or
well,
fourth. I can't remember for
well,
different things.
yeah, for different things. This is your second time for Rumble Squared though, because I only saw one time beforehand. The other times were for you came on for Dare Chat, which different different aspects. But no, glad to have you back on again because I'm always because again, you guys, you and Barney and others who do multiple places, like several different places, your experiences matter most because you can say, well, this platform does better than this platform, and you're able to give your reasons of why and all that stuff. Hey, Toasty, how are you?
Hmm.
So that's why it's great to have people like you on and so forth. And because I only do two, I only do Rumble and YouTube. I only have enough mental bandwidth for that, so
Well,
not
you're doing
gonna.
better than me. I only have enough mental bandwidth for one, and I like to stay Rumble exclusive. So that's right,
Yeah,
people. Oh, you can only catch me on Rumble.
I,
Period.
and that's quite understandable. I don't beat up people because they're only one platform, but
That's
I
also because I also like I have a full time job that I
right,
got to do.
yep,
I mean, streaming isn't my full time job. I know, big shocker, right? But
oh yeah,
yeah, I've got a real life. I got a real world job I have to go to. You
yep,
know, 4 out of 7 days a week. So
yeah,
and it takes a lot of my life away. So
yeah. And I'm right there with you. I have a full time job too, but I'm glad I get to do this sort of thing and get to meet people like yourself and 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 Mr. T
Mr. T.
Barney, and Barney.
He needs to come on and wear the gold chains to be Mr. T.
You know what? I look forward to that day. I look forward to that day.
Needs to wear the gold chains.
Yeah, and a mohawk, right?
And
Yeah, and a mohawk,
you can leave that one
Oh.
alone. You could just put a hat on. It's okay. Just leave the mohawk.
Yeah,
Just put the gold chains on.
and a nice beard. You know,
And a nice beard. Hey, you know
yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
Ladies love a nice beard. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm
so
gonna
they
say.
say.
Yeah,
They
that is true
say,
too.
but do they really mean it?
Well, I mean, I've seen it, but anyway, hey, Artful Bird, how are you? Nice to see you again. But anyway, so like I said, Daniel is probably may or may not be here later. Again, he had an emergency, and again, I don't know where vet is, but like you were given, the guy gave you a week ahead. So, but first, we're going to start with the first question I gave my guest, which was 3 positive experiences you've had on Rumble that really stood out. So, Barney, since you're someone I've not had on before, why don't you go first and kind of give your 3 experiences if you have 3. Like I should have right before we go any further. If my guests don't have a full 3, that is fine. If they have more than 3, that's fine. I just use 3 as a sort of a basis template because sometimes people don't know, sometimes people have trouble. But again, so go ahead, Barney.
As far as for the positive experiences,
Yeah, that's what we'll start with the first question. Everyone answers. Second question, everyone answers, and go from there.
oh, for the most part, I haven't had anybody like trolley too much, or even in the comments. Every now and then, same as like with YouTube on some videos and stuff, you get the like Bitcoin. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
trying to advertise, and I take care of those. And the other big thing would be monetization right away.
Mm,
Are my two positive experiences with Rumble.
mm.
To be honest with you,
Yeah, and it's not and your first one was not too many bots or anything like that to deal with in
I
chat.
I haven't had any bots except for my own.
Right. No, that's understandable. But yeah, I mean, I know, and that's the funny thing too. People say, Rumble has issues, or YouTube has issues too. They're just better at hiding it, or it's better to take care of it, or whatever. So there's that. But no, but thank you for that. I appreciate you saying it. So, um, with that, let's get on to Tacit if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So 3 positive experiences with Rumble. I think the first one would be that, unlike any other platform, if I want to bad enough, I can talk to just about anyone who works for Rumble, including the CEO, Chris. And when I say want it bad enough, meaning if I pester them enough, which I have done on more than one occasion, they will respond. And, in one way or another, and never negative. And you can't find that with any other social media platform. I mean, if I have a problem with X, is Elon Musk going to answer my tweet? Probably not. If I have a problem with YouTube, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but he's not going to answer me either. Dan Clancy at Twitch, definitely not, and so on and so on. Eddie at Kick, none of them will answer, but people on Rumble will. And I've DM'd Rick and Chris about different things a couple different times, and they've always responded. Which, like I said, you can't get that, and that's a huge positive. Now, have I ever gained anything out of that? Probably not really, but the fact that I can do that it's special, and I don't take that lightly. It's really cool. If I did have a serious problem, I know they would respond and fix the problem. or at least tell me, what the problem was, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one. That's a big one.
Right.
As much as I don't like to repeat what other people have said, I do agree with Barney in terms of the monetization on day one. That's a big deal. It took me more than a year on YouTube to get monetized, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it took a while to get monetized on YouTube. It took a while to get monetized on Twitch. I came in on Kick so early that they actually offered me monetization right away.
Nice.
And TikTok, I believe, also offers a certain level of monetization from day one, meaning I can get these little gifts that range anywhere from 1 cent up to, I think, 10 or 20 bucks, which is cool.
Nice.
Instagram, nothing, and Twitter. Twitter has a fairly large barrier to entry. I think it's like 15 million impressions within the last 90 days.
5 million impressions, I think it is. You have to have
Okay.
2,000 premium followers, and you have to have 5 million impressions. Yeah.
Is it 5 million a month, right? So we're
Yes,
talking
5 million a month.
so 15 million in 90 days. Because at least that was the last time that I looked at it, and I'm nowhere near that, so I stopped looking at it. So the idea of monetization on day one is a huge deal. And I think the other positive with Rumble is that although I intentionally stay clear of anything to do with politics or any type of quote unquote edgy topics, the fact that Rumble allows pretty much anything for the most part, for the overall, it's easily the most free speech centered platform. And while I don't get political free speech and the ability to say whatever someone wants and have a platform to do it is a huge deal. And that fight cannot be understated, that Rumble is alone, even in my opinion. I'm telling you my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay.
X has a lot of censorship that I'm not going to go into.
I know that one. I know that.
And every other platform does, in my opinion, except for Rumble. Rumble allows people like who's the guy? He's really popular, young
Nick Fuentes.
That's right.
Nick
Fuentes, that's the guy.
Nick Fuentes, yeah.
And I think everybody should have the ability to have a platform. Clearly, the people listen to the guy because he's a pretty big deal right now. So, and he's banned from everywhere. And he just recently got unbanned on X, and you know what I mean? So Rumble's the only one that gives him the opportunity to do what he does. The only major platform. And Rumble's becoming a major platform. I just saw that Rumble outpaced Kick, I think. Was higher on the list than Kick, which is great.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's like, don't quote me, but I think it's like 422, 422nd most searched website on the internet is Rumble, and Kick is a little bit lower than that. So it's past Kick, which is a big deal. So anyway, those are the three things. Sorry, not to take up too much time.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's great. No, and yeah, no, like you said, it's your opinion, and we'll get into that nitty gritty stuff later because I have my own, but it's not in the essence of beating down someone. It's rather my point of intention is to be a person of the middle ground, not hype, not naive, but rather someone who's willing to look at the pieces and say, okay, well, here's this and this. Because there's a bit that some things can get overlooked or some things can get touched upon, like any business, as I know, will take any positive news and post that as like the best thing in the world, and every platform does that, every business does that, so it's nothing new under the sun. But I'm here to be reasonable with data backing me, not just what's the word, anecdotal, if that makes sense. So, hey, Fatal Nexus, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's okay. I don't think you've gone yet, Captain Tor. Why don't you go ahead?
Well, first of all, when I started my streaming journey, I think I started just like everybody else did. I started with video games.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I watched Eric John Pizza Artist where I decided, hey, I can do something like this too. I can do an
Yeah.
art stream as well. And of course, that means it means a major investment in tech. It means a major investment in equipment,
Mhm.
and everything so far. Granted, I'm a Rumble exclusive. I exclusively do this to Rumble only. Everything has integrated very well. I have very limited tech issues.
Mhm.
If there's an issue, it's usually I forgot something, like all of a sudden there's an audio issue where I have audio on top of audio because I forgot to mute something. So I mean that's usually, and I usually tell people wouldn't be a Captain Tor draw stream without a technical issue. So I do have, but they're very limited. And so far, most of my streams have gone off without a hitch. I don't really have. I had maybe one I had to stop, and that was a video game stream, and that's only because the router I had was old, and my wife was trying to watch something off of Roku at the same time I was trying to stream. So therefore, it kind of went potatoey because it wasn't splitting the signal
Right.
as well as it could. But otherwise, most of the tech issues I have are very benign, and it's been very smooth streaming. Granted, a lot of times I'm not using Rumble Studio. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I do direct to OBS.
Mhm.
Just copy and paste the key, the stream key and the password into there, and I'm good to go.
Mhm.
Kind of old school that way.
Right.
But yeah, that was probably one of my number one things, is that the tech issues on my end have been limited. I've really have been happy with that. And with that being said, feedback in the chat is also another thing that I find great. When I put on a draw stream,
Mhm.
I usually get a lot more interaction from my audience that I did when I was just doing video games.
Mhm.
So that was another plus too. I would say that the feedback, when we get into the things that the technical issues, like
Sure.
your question number 2 was technical issues.
Mhm.
I'd like to comment on the delay on
Yeah.
some of that. I think the delay is a little, it's not instantaneous enough. We're still, where I'll say something and then I probably won't see an answer for 15-20 seconds yet.
Yeah.
And that can be an eternity on a
Mhm.
stream.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, the fact that this is a free speech platform, I'm excited about that. If I touch on a subject, I try to stay away from it. But if I touch on a subject that might be controversial or a little edgy, or maybe my subject material I'm doing on stream at the time might be a little edgy, nobody's going to come along later and be like, "Oh, we got to strike that for something."
Mhm.
I've been struck so many times for using language on X that I'm not happy with X.
Mhm.
It got to a point where I got into a pissing match about it, and I used to tell them, okay, meet the new X, same as the old Twitter, because it seems like that censorship is still there. They
Right.
say, oh, well, we've limited your reach. Well, again, that's still just censorship. You're
Mhm.
limiting the reach is still censorship in some way, shape, or form. And I
Mhm.
find that odd coming from somebody like Elon Musk, who promotes himself as a free speech advocate. Well, his
Mhm.
platform doesn't seem to follow his philosophy.
Right.
So that's why, again, another reason why I like to stay on. I like to be a Rumble exclusive, because I feel like I can speak my mind on Rumble. Whereas if I was on YouTube, all of a sudden now I have to get creative with my words, and
Mhm.
there's certain things you can't say,
Mhm.
and it's like it's ridiculous. Even the journalists that are still left on YouTube have to like modify what they say to the point where it's like, wow, what were you trying to say? That
Mhm.
makes no sense.
Right.
Like, you have to use unalive or grape in
Mhm.
it, because if you say the other words, all of a sudden you get flagged, you get banned. You don't have
Mhm.
that worry on Rumble, not yet anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. But no, I mean, and that's understandable in the regard of because
Also, since I in my streams I use copyright music. Yet
right.
I still have I still have copyright. So no copyright strikes so far. I've been happy with that.
Mhm.
However, Rumble does have a contingency if that should start happening. Whereas they won't come after Rumble. They'll have them come directly after you if they don't like the fact that you're playing music or copyrighted material on a stream.
Yeah.
So
DMCA
yeah,
is the
DMCA. I have recently actually been. I have a portfolio up at DeviantArt. I had significant amounts of fan art that I've done over the years. I don't do a
right.
lot of fan art anymore. I like to focus on original stuff.
Mhm.
But I had fan art, and recently I got 11 different strikes for somebody just decided DMCA some stuff on me,
Mhm.
and I know who it is. I can't mention it. I can't mention how I found out either because it's kind
Right.
of hush hush. But
Right.
I know who it is and I know who struck me, and it was kind of odd that it was just they chose to strike these things that were kind of all related to a single character, but they kind of left all my other stuff alone. It was just kind of odd, but
Mhm.
again, it's like fan art is usually protected under fair use, but even that's kind of a thin because nobody's really ruled on it.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so I've just had my experience with that, and I'm happy to say I haven't had that issue with Rumble at all.
Okay.
Nobody's done that on Rumble yet. That's been DMCA's have not happened here on Rumble.
Yeah, it certainly can vary between people that I know, but in order for you to get like hit with some of that nature, you have the company has to be the one that does the DMCA,
Right.
music, TV shows, and movies, because there's a whole bunch of that on
And
Rumble.
that was what was really odd about the DMCA's that I got hit with
Mm.
on DeviantArt is that it came from a third party, but somehow this third party was able to legally represent the primary party to have my stuff removed.
There,
That was weird.
I
That was
will, I will say as an example, there are music companies where a musician will upload their stuff and
yep.
they'll represent, and in a way like on YouTube they'll be the ones that will do like the flagging of something because the music artist had put their stuff through it. The company represents the interest because they use that stuff. So
Right.
there is that. But for art, I don't know. But there's a possibility that could be also like the same case too. It's just it varies, and that's a lot of stuff I don't actually know because I don't do that. So
Right. And I only, like I said, I've only had to. Normally, nobody cares if it's fan art because
mm,
fan art is one of those things. Well, you're doing it; it is somebody else's character. You might be doing it in your style, but it's kind of let go because you're not making any money off it, and you're not claiming it as your own IP.
right,
So fan art used to be left alone, but apparently somebody got their burr up and got a burr up their ass and decided to hit me. And I wasn't the only one on that site that got hit either.
right,
I had friends of mine that also did similar fan art, same character. They
mm,
also got their stuff taken down as well.
mm,
So I'm not the only one, but I
right,
just think it's kind of odd that somebody decided to just go out of their way to strike a bunch of people that did fan art.
yeah,
It's kind of stupid.
yeah,
It makes the primary party look pretty petty, honestly.
right,
And
and
it's not like they're going to get any money out of it.
mm,
So I thought it was kind of pointless. But again, not an issue here on Rumble.
mm.
Again, not an issue here on Rumble. And so far, my streams have been pretty holding up, and they've been pretty solid. So
That's pretty good. Is was that your last
no,
positive thing you
I
want to
was
say?
gonna agree too that the fact that I got monetized pretty much from the get go.
Right.
Not in the like recurring sense, but
Mhm.
I mean, Daramuth, you were the first guy that gave me Rumble rants.
Nice.
You were the first ones that you gave me the first Rumble rants I ever got on stream. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
showed up on one of my video game streams and boom, there was a couple of bucks, you know.
Yep.
And I didn't really think about this, but my income actually from Rumble has kind of exploded in the last year. I
Nice.
went from nothing to actually having a little bit set aside
Mhm.
in an account.
Mhm.
And when we get to the part about implementing things that I'd like to see Rumble implement. That I do have some ideas
Sure.
on that end.
Yeah.
Because I haven't taken a payout from them yet. I
Sure.
just kind of let it build like an account, but
Yeah,
still, eventually, I might want to access those funds,
Right.
and I don't want them to just disappear. So
Yeah. No, and that's completely understandable. Again, you earned it through their platform. You'd want to get what you've earned. And
I mean, granted, I realize Rumble's going to take their cut. Rumble deserves a cut because
Right.
because this ain't free. Okay,
Yes.
This whole system isn't free. I get
Oh,
that. They're going to take their cut, but I'd like to at least get a portion of whatever I got because that's where I earned those funds.
Yeah. It's no different than YouTube, Kick, Twitch. It's no different than any of the other platforms that take
Right.
their own cut from what they've earned. So,
Right.
but if that's all, if those are all your positives,
Yeah,
you'd
those are
like
my
to-
positives right now.
Okay. Barney, you said you wanted to say something. What was that?
I was just going to say for the other creators here too. I do pay for Epidemic Sound. It's $17.99 a month, although they do offer, just like anybody else, a yearly discount, obviously. But with them for that price, though, you do get one channel on every platform.
Mm-hmm.
Every platform. You have 30 streaming sites or sites that you upload content to.
Mm-hmm.
You're whitelisted. There is no DMCA, and they've got rock, and I use that for going to my like YouTube, Rumble.
What's the name of this?
It's called Epidemic Sound.
Epidemic.
Also, Epidemic Sound. You can also download the music and put that into long form content.
Mhm.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
No DMCA.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to put that out there because I actually use that.
So you have a subscription to this Epidemic Sound, and that allows you to have music on your channel without worrying about DMCA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's good for one channel on every single platform that your heart desires.
That might be worth going into. As of right now, I'm usually sharing my Spotify feed.
Yeah.
I'm usually sharing my Spotify feed, and I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do that without them coming through and say, "Hey, we know you're paying for Spotify, but So that's kind of why I'm always looking for alternatives in case something like DMCA comes up. So thank you.
An app, and then I don't know, as a browser source, like a browser.
Okay.
You can download Web Catalog, and that allows you to put Epidemic Sound app. You know what I mean? Not as a browser source, not like as a web browser, but an actual app on your computer that you can use like OBS to capture an audio source and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, you get one source. If you want more than one source, they have a package for that. I don't do that. But you do for that $17.99 per month. And again, you can do yearly for less, of course.
Right.
You get one channel on as many platforms as you want, and you get their sound effects, their voices, their audio, and you can put that into your long form and everything else. And I actually use that for the long form that I'm starting to put out, as well as some of my alerts and stuff, because I ran into some DMCA issues when I first started streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so then I started replacing some of those alert stuff with stuff that I found on Epidemic Sound.
Yeah.
And I did have to do a couple notifications. I got notified on YouTube a couple times, and it took 2 times, and then I was whitelisted after that.
That's good.
Never a strike. Never a strike.
That's good.
But and I will say this too, if you go to TikTok, you can actually use Spotify on live stream. They actually they pay Spotify to let their users stream Spotify music on TikTok. I didn't know that until I got a TikTok agency.
Now, the more you know, as they say.
Yes, the more we know. That's interesting. Hey. I'm going to keep that in mind. Thank you.
And I've actually had compliments like on my YouTube, like, dude, this song's banger. And that's a rock song. I've got 181 rock songs on a saved playlist on my Epidemic Sound through Web Catalog, and I just hit play, and
there you go.
Boom. Yeah.
It's funny enough. I know one too. It's called Licked, LICKD, where you can pay for a license to get like mainstream music and whatnot. But we'll get into that sort of thing later on. But let's get back to the questions.
Sorry.
Thank you for that. It's like GI Joes. Remember, knowing is half the battle, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the other half is blue and green, blue and red laser.
There you go. Blue and red.
Yes.
Need some
I
right
saw
now.
I saw a pie chart once, and it was the battle. It was a circle. It was a pie chart. Half was knowing, 50%, 25% red laser, 25% blue laser. It's funny. Yeah, funny
Oh
shit.
my gosh, that's hilarious. But all right, for mine, of course, for my three positives, one of course is actually obviously like some of you said, day one monetization. Although Rumble isn't the only one that does it, I know another platform that does day one monetization. But it's nice to have platforms that do have that, because even if you don't have even if you don't have the people to earn all that stuff, at least you have the opportunity to, like, if someone does give you something, you're not like hindered by all the excessive levels you have to put through. So day one monetization, great positive. The other one, of course, is Rumble Studio, which you can use for free. I mean, you can pay for Rumble Premium, which will take away the watermark, which does come with Rumble Studio. But I mean, that's a slight cosmetic. But beyond that point, I mean, I know there's a section of that we'll talk about later. But for right now, using Rumble Studio for free is nice, because you can't do that with, like, say, Restream. You can do OBS obviously, but not Restream, StreamYard, and some other ones out there. I know Meld is an up and coming one, so they're always updating that. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, for the big broadcasting software out there, having one that's free and by a platform too, right? Like I don't believe there's any other platform that has their own streaming software like Rumble does. And if they do, it's mostly just towards their platform, not multi-streaming like Rumble House. So that's great too. Um, the last one for me will obviously be, of course, community. Community has. I mean, again, I'm not just on Rumble. I'm also on YouTube as well, so I'm not bound to just one end. But the community at Rumble has certainly been an interesting point, especially during my pay it forward streams, like for Captain Door,
Yep.
seeing you and all that stuff. And I think I've stopped by a Barney Jack for one of his streams at one of my pay it forwards. So there's that too. But yeah, the community part of it, again, no community is perfect. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't add enough that the community I have met on Rumble has been very, very positive. I can't say enough about them. They've been great.
Yeah,
My fellow streamers have been just outstanding people. The amount of support I get from my fellow streamers on this site has just been phenomenal.
yeah.
In fact, I actually have my one single sole subscriber is also somebody who streams on this platform. So
Nice.
it's been great.
Yeah, and yeah, like Hans Diamond Gamer.
Yeah, Heinz Diamondball. Yeah, Hans,
Obviously,
he's been around quite a few times.
yeah.
So
See, have had him on a few times myself. So, I'm a great guy. But that's just one of those things as a community. So again, I extend beyond that. But obviously, Rumble community is pretty good. So that's a plus. But those are my three. And so, thank you, gentlemen, for giving your three positive experiences. And again, for those in chat, if you have stuff of issues or wish list stuff, save it towards the section for you guys, because that way we're not getting wrapped up in each other with the guests and chat, and it's gonna get wild after a while.
wild.
All right, have a good night, Wendy. Sleep well. Thank you for being here. But all right, so the next one is, of course, and this is for the chat as well. Question number 2: 3 key technical or support issues you've encountered on the platform. So, I'll go ahead and start with Tacit, if you'd like to give your 3.
Sure. Technical issues. The first thing, I haven't heard about anybody else having this issue. But when I use Rumble Studio to go live on Rumble, and I will notice it's not, I wouldn't say it's common. I'd say it's less than 2 or 3 times a month max. my stream. So let's say I do the game I'm playing right now is Arc Raiders. So I do an Arc Raider stream. I have a thumbnail. I have everything, description, etc. And I will notice that because I keep the viewer count for Rumble on screen because you can, or on one of my screens because you can see it in Rumble Studio, like you can right now, and like we can. And the stream will just, I'll notice the viewership goes to 0. And that I've through trial and error, I figured out that, okay, that means that my stream has now switched over. And what I mean by that is I will go to my creator page on Rumble, and it will show an old stream, an old title, an old thumbnail, but I'm live. So I'll be playing Arc Raiders, but what it does for me is it always reverts back to this stream that I did for Warhammer 40K Darktide, a first-person co-op shooter, whatever. And it will do that for no reason. Like I can't figure out what it is. I don't know why it is. Then I have to go back. I mean, sometimes I have to end the stream entirely and restart it. Other times, if I have the time, I'll go back in and I'll change the title, change the description, change the thumbnail. But it's a real pain. And I hate it. I hate having to do it. It doesn't happen that often, like I said, but when it does, like I've already spent all this time setting up the stream, getting everything the way I want it. It's not that easy to do. I mean, I've done it for a couple years now, so I can get a stream going on 7 different platforms fairly easily. But it's still a lot of tedium involved in getting everything set up and going live. And then to have to go back in the middle of the stream and change it is I don't like it.
Yeah.
So that's one. The second one, I just speak more broadly.
Right.
Rumble. Now, I do love Rumble. Rumble is my favorite platform. I say that all the time, and I mean it. I don't have to say that. They're not paying me to say that. But there's no question, as somebody who streams, like I said, on so many different platforms, that Rumble feels like a discount experience when it comes to streaming. And what I mean by that is everything just feels a little slower, a little more. I'm not talking about the chat or anything like that. I'm talking about the entire experience of going live on the platform.
Right.
It just takes longer. It takes longer. There's not as many. I guess you'd call it. I don't even know if I'd call it creature comforts, but areas of convenience that other platforms have. I can press a button. I can press a button and go live on Twitch.
Right.
Same thing on YouTube. Boom. I press a button and we're live. I don't have to worry about it. If I want to change the title, fine. If I don't, we're good. Not a big deal. Whereas on Rumble, it's, I have to, because I use Restream, I have to add the because I create a new stream each time. I have to add the RTMP URL each time. I have to add the password or whatever each time.
I think it's stream key, and then like the there's supposed to be another thing too. Like I think in OBS you have to add like a stream key and something else. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, so it's the RTMP URL in the stream key is what I meant, not the password. And I have to add that to Restream. Now, let me say that Restream does have a Rumble option now.
Yes,
it does have a Rumble option, but I don't use it.
Why is that?
I tried using it when it first got added to Rumble. And it didn't work well for me. And this is like right when it first launched. And I said, you know what? Why fix something that isn't broken?
Right.
So I just went back to using. It's a custom RTMP where you have to add the URL or the RTMP URL and the stream key each time. And then on Rumble Studio, at least for me, I've had to do that each time. Anyway, we're getting way too deep into what I'm saying is I don't have to do any of that shit on Twitch or YouTube.
Right.
And I mean, it's the first time I've ever cursed on your program, but
You're fine.
And I don't.
All good.
I'm not a big curse. I curse a lot on stream, but when I do stuff like this, I don't curse.
Right, understandable.
But there's no question. Nobody and nobody can tell me otherwise because I have more experience on all these different platforms than anyone here. I know for a fact that it's harder to stream on Rumble.
Well, and to kind of give credence to that, I know Barney is saying the static key. I don't know if you've ever messed with that before, because I know they have the latency key, the latency. What was it? The low latency thing.
Yeah, low latency.
Yeah, the low latency. I don't know if you've messed with that as well. But I will give credence to, yeah, it is a difficult notion because they're not global. So that's probably one reason why they're not. Well, it's global to reach, but it's not global in the sense like YouTube, where it's like a quick go and done, or like stream over, just go, and also the other stuff with that too. So
I don't mean to interrupt as far as Rumble has technical issues.
It does.
And a lot of it's because they don't have the income source that
no, that's not anymore. They've gotten money from Tether and all that stuff. So it's not to say they don't have that kind of income anymore.
Okay.
It's to say they aren't.
$775 million.
Yep.
Okay, compared to Google's how many that they've had that they have at YouTube.
It's true, but that's not my problem.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess the point I'm trying to make out is that YouTube is a platform that has been tried and has been polished, and they've had all the bugs worked out of it, whereas Rumble is still fairly brand new, and they're still got to work the bugs out.
It's totally true, and I'm not saying that's not the case. It clearly is the case, right? Like YouTube is a behemoth,
yes,
the likes of which it's hard to put into words between Google and Alphabet, and I mean
and that's why YouTube still has is popular in the zeitgeist.
I understand.
Because people know you mention YouTube, everybody knows what that is. You mention Rumble, and people are still kind of scratching their head. Well, what is that?
I have people in my chat all the time who ask me what Rumble is.
Right.
So I understand, but it doesn't change the fact. It doesn't change the validity of what I said.
Right? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No.
And like I said, and again, I love Rumble, which is why I want to see it. I want to see it get better.
Same.
And then the third thing, technical issues. I haven't really had any problems with chat. I probably use the same software Barney does. I'm assuming you use Social Stream Ninja for your chats. Yeah,
Social Stream Ninja PC beta. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. Because it's the only one that does.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Amazing. It's amazing, and I could talk about that for a while, but that's
free.
Yeah. And it is the best. But a technical issue with Rumble. So the stream thing, like I said, is a big deal. The fact that it's just more difficult overall to go live is a big deal. And I'll stick with. I think I've heard you mention it in the past, Dara, but I do agree that it's still an issue. Is just discovery. Discovery is a huge issue, and I like I said, I don't just do live streams. I also do long form content, similar to what Barney said that he's getting into. And you put tags for your videos on Rumble. Now, tags on YouTube, it means something. It does mean something.
They say minimal, but
it does mean something.
Yeah,
it does have something to do. If I type in Arc Raiders cheating problem, right?
Yeah.
My video has a chance to come up for that because I put Arc Raiders cheating, cheating issues, etc. for tags. Whereas with Rumble, I do still do some tags, but I don't think they mean anything. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any discovery at all in there.
Yeah.
So discovery is a huge issue. And I know, I think they talked about like integrating AI. I mean, they talk about so many things.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But I would say that's a technical issue. No, and again, before I give back the floor,
Sure.
all this stuff that I'm talking about, it may sound like I'm just ragging on Rumble, but you have to understand that all these things that I just talked about, they're not new issues. If you started streaming on Rumble in the past year or 2 years, these are not new. These these have been issues for years now, and so I want to see them get better.
Yes.
And that's why I say these things with a bit more verve.
Yes.
Is because it's been 2 years, like and more. Come on. So anyway, that's it.
No, and again, to give credence, I have the data to back that up. I'm not like, tacit. You're not. You can people will say, well, that's anecdotal. Rumble's trying to breast whatever. I'm like, but yes, but they're also competing. You have a CEO out there that is saying we're better than YouTube, and the parts that need to be better than YouTube are not there yet. So you have
as you said before, discount experience. Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of tough when the CEO goes out and says we're going to try and be better than YouTube, yet the things that made YouTube great still kind of feel lacking here on Rumble.
Yeah, and you have
that is difficult.
Yeah, I will put it this way. I had a gentleman on previously. His name is DJ Smoo, and he put it simply: they overpromise and underdeliver. And that's a problem. Now,
I think that's true. I think that's true. It's harsh, but it's true.
Yeah, I will say though, there are a few things we'll talk about towards after the 3 questions, which, the shorts thing and then the canvas thing. But we'll get to those later, so we won't talk about them now. But I do remember Rick saying something about discovery with the shorts, but again, we'll get to that later. But no, you're not wrong, and I have the data to back it up. And you're right. I am a person who has always stated I will praise Rumble when it does well, and I will admonish it when it does poorly. And I don't do this. I didn't do that survey stuff to just speak out my butt. I did it because I now have something to back me up that says, "Hey, you've had this stuff for ages, and it's not getting there." Now, with the new stuff coming out, that may change, but again, overpromise, underdeliver. Cautiously optimistic, but thank you, Tacit. Barney, why don't you go next?
Okay. Well, I actually stopped streaming on Rumble for about 6 months. Because I had ad revenue not put into my account that was a year old.
Oh.
And I submitted a ticket, no response. Put it on Twitter, no response. Finally, I ended up putting it out there. They're like, oh, let's take a look at it. So now, is it enough to cash out? No, it's not.
All right.
But the whole point is, okay, for one, it shouldn't take 6 freaking months.
Yes.
Okay. And 2, I shouldn't have to go to Twitter X.
Yeah.
To get their attention that I had ad revenue and stuff that was a year old. Yes, it wasn't much. We're talking like $3 or $5. Okay. And none of it was in there. The only thing I had available was a couple of tips that I got, which they took 50% of, which is actually higher than what, YouTube takes. They take 30%. Rumble's taking 50% of the tips or the rants or whatever.
That would be through the apps. That would be through the apps because of Google and Apple asking for their piece of it. So Rumble takes the 20, and then Google and Apple take that 30% because they asked for 30%. So that might be where that 50% is coming from.
Okay.
Just I don't know if I don't know fully, but I'm just saying that could be where that's coming from. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't like the way that they put all the numbers for showing your income for that day, that stream. Yes, YouTube is very simplistic as far as, okay, you had this many hours, this is what you're making.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
And I can go to mine and says, oh, 10 EPCM, whatever. I made it 2 cents.
Mm.
Okay. To me, that's almost like giving too much information, because I see the 10 and go, really? I only made $2. About once a month, sometime twice, I'm featured on Rumble Gaming's front page.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I'll make
Nice.
anywhere from $5 to, maybe $8 and $10 because of everybody, coming in. And sometimes I'll have like 185, 200 viewers
Mm.
when I get that, which is cool. Only ever gotten a couple follows out of it.
Right.
But it's almost like it's too much information, because you're seeing this bigger number and you're
Mhm.
going, okay, wait a minute here. What was it? Last month, I had like 50 hours viewed and I made $1.55, and that included one time being on a front page
Interesting.
of gaming.
Mhm.
And it's like, wait a minute here. I got 50 hours and I've made not much,
Mhm.
but and then on the flip side is I've helped like 30 people get affiliated on Twitch, and help them, especially because other streamers see that I'm multi-streaming, and it goes well, and okay, how are you doing this, Barney?
Mhm.
And dude, the last 4 people that tried to even be able to stream on Rumble
Mhm.
just couldn't do it.
Right.
Like the last guy, he had Rumble Premium
Mhm.
and he had 6 followers,
Mhm.
and he put in the stream key and everything else, and it would not, the stream wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go to Rumble. And
Mhm.
he's just
Mm.
like, well, F Rumble, screw this. I'm not even going to go, do it on Rumble,
Yep.
and it shouldn't be like that. And I tried having him do where, Tacit was saying the way that he was doing it, and then do it the way I do it, where I've got a pre-done a thumbnail,
Mhm.
the generic starting thing, and I do the static key, and I
Mhm.
use Restream, but it uses the static key that I set up
Mhm.
inside Rumble, and I can just hit go on. I use the Sorayuki RMTP plugin
Oh, okay.
on OBS.
Mhm.
So I actually send my vertical. I've got ATEM vertical.
Mm.
I send my vertical to Restream, which
Mhm.
then goes to my TikTok, because they have built-in integration with TikTok through Restream.
Right.
And then also I send that to X,
Mhm.
my vertical.
Okay.
I don't get much traction on X at this point.
Right.
And then I actually use
Oh.
multi-streaming, not meld, but multi-streaming
Okay.
to go to my other platforms.
Okay.
And then I go to Twitch and Kick separate. But starting out, these new people, they shouldn't have that kind of an issue, because he took some people from Twitch and go follow me on Rumble, and he had like 6 people that
Wow.
follow him
Yeah.
on Rumble. He had premium, and not doing the set every time or static could he get the video to go to Rumble. And he said talking with Rumble customer service was like talking to idiots. They had no idea what was going on, how
Wow.
to do this,
Damn.
and everything else,
Right.
So that there is a biggie,
Yes.
oh my God, let alone, and this kind of goes into my features and improvements, but come on, guys, you got Rumble Gaming. Where the heck is an API? I'm sorry. If you want gamers
Mhm.
to come over to Rumble,
Mhm.
because I used to have to use, Rum Live alerts, and then you have to set up your own scenes for alerts and all that stuff, and
Right.
that worked pretty good.
Mhm.
But then oh my God,
Rumbot Hub. Yeah, I think it is.
yes, Rum Hub or whatever. Sorry, I misspeak. I mispronounce people. US
You're
names
right.
like crazy. Okay, but like their raids don't work. Like you raided, I think you raided me one time, and then I've had 2 other people on Rumble raid me,
Yeah.
and the raid doesn't work through that. Now it did work through Rum Live, but I didn't like having to use scenes and then do scene
Yeah.
as a source and do
Mhm.
all that other stuff. And then I got a follow on Rumble. It didn't go off through RumHub, and almost every day, nothing against the people at RumHub, they are trying to fix issues with it working properly. You know, and I'm almost wondering if I should mention to them, like, just do what Botrix did when they first started offering Kick. You install a plugin in your Chrome browser, and it visually saw when somebody got a follow and then activated it. That's the way Botrix used to work when Kick first launched.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. It was very touch and go because when Kick, the day they announced Kick, I got my own account on there. And there was nothing you could do for alerts and stuff. You had to download browser source on a plugin for your browser, and that's how it saw everything. And but if you want gamers, they've got Rumble Gaming. They need to have an API. They need to have, and as far as I'm concerned, if they really truly want to build it out, you need channel points and stuff, because I'm sorry, I've had to jump through hoops on offering channel points to YouTube, which I have to use StreamerBot, and then they type in exclamation point, and I've got a special programming in my StreamerBot to get channel point rewards for how long they watch my stream, and because YouTube doesn't care about live streaming. They don't. They want the long form. They don't care. In fact, the only way you can be monetized for ads for your live stream is if it's less than 12 hours and it's automatically set for that live stream to go straight to video.
Well, I think they all go straight to video after the stream. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
That is you have to click it. You have to flip the little lever and all that stuff. Same way that I can turn comments off on a live stream. I can flip a little lever. But the only way you get ad revenue for that live stream, now obviously you get super chats, you get members, but you can't get that ad revenue unless it goes straight to video, which also means you can't do streams longer than 12 hours.
Yeah,
ever.
Which I would
cut you off at 11:55.
Well, I mean, you do have those 24-hour streams that happen on YouTube.
I've done 36-hour live streams.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, yeah, but I usually make $300 or $400.
Oh, okay.
If it's worth it, it's obviously worth it.
Okay, I mean, between bits and subs and everything else on Twitch, and then people on YouTube, and then you got Kick, somebody throwing in a sub, because I've got a timer that works across all that. That every time somebody follows me or gives me money or gifts me money or subs, it all extends the time out, because I started it like 6 hours, and then they can take me up to 36 through all that stuff. But that's how you get the interaction. As far as I'm concerned, Twitch is the most interactive that you can have for live streaming. Now, purely live streaming.
Yeah, it's live streaming.
Because there's so many things that, they can spend Twitch bits to have HUDFX go off, cover my game, so I can't see, and then I end up dying. Okay? Now, okay, crap, I died, but they just paid $5 to cover up my screen to kill me. Okay, guys? I mean, would you really care if you died if you got paid $5? I mean, it's not much.
Yeah, I'd still care.
Yeah.
No.
Winning means more than dying and money.
I play Warframe. When you come back, all you have to do is push and hold X, and you come back.
Okay.
It's not like a regular video game on that aspect, or your teammates can res you.
Yeah.
But it's really just, they need that API. They need that interaction if they want to push. I mean, they've got Rumble Gaming, which they listen to people. They created that. But they need to have. They don't even have a rudimentary API as Kick, and Kick has a very rudimentary API. Very rudimentary.
And it should be stated, like the creator of Rumbot, who I've had on Vapen, has also been asking that for over a year now. And they're still at square one for that. So whether or not that's going to happen, well, that's on Rumble to solve that issue, but they haven't solved it. And
I will sound like a complete noob, but what the hell is an API?
And the API is what allows like alerts and stuff
Okay.
to oh hey Zarumi, how are you? Thank you for being here. The API is something that allows like what Rumbot has. It allows to communicate and all that stuff. It communicates with the servers and stuff for your stream,
Yep.
like doing the chats and stuff and all that, or the
Okay.
extra bits and stuff that happen. Like you have what is it, like you have the AI chatbot or something like that that replies back and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And
Uh,
and and when you have an API, which
yeah, there you
I
go.
use StreamerBot, they would be love to put that right into Rumble into that if they had an API,
Yeah.
any kind of API, because then literally, Captain, you could, if you're using OBS and you have the Glow plugin installed, when
Mhm.
you got a follow, you could make your is that a PNG tuber that you made?
Yeah.
Yes, this is
Okay.
PNG.
You could make the outline of the entire thing like glow red or whatever when you got a follow, or glow green when you got a donation, and you could do all those sorts of really cool customizable things that I can do on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Trovo.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And using StreamerBot, and because they have the API. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's my biggest thing is it shouldn't have taken them to get the money on there. It was only like $5 and something from the past money. Then I
Mhm.
started streaming on Rumble again. I've gotten more follows and stuff. Now
Mhm.
I'm getting put on the front page. I do not like the fact that, like, I meet all the requirements for Rumble Partner,
The curveball,
but
yeah.
I don't want to stream through Studio. I've already got so much stuff. I've got 2 computers. I've got 5 monitors. I've
Mhm.
got 28 programs between 2 computers. I don't want to have to do Rumble Studio just to be able to do the partner, and then on top of that have 5 hours a month of Rumble Premium only.
Yeah.
Now, if they made it so that if with an API, I would be more than happy to have, just like I have on Twitch,
Mhm.
in YouTube and Kick, subscriber only benefits. Okay. Like Twitch, if you're a subscriber on my channel, you see no ads. You get free unlimited TTS. It does have like a 60-second cooldown. You get
Okay.
free blurps that you can play, sound clips that you can play once every 60 seconds,
Mhm.
and you can custom my channel. Because if you're not subbed, I've got a bot that will automatically time you out for 1 second. It's a little meme, okay? It's kind of
Yeah.
a funny little meme.
Yeah.
But I try to come up with different things, and you can do all that kind of stuff with an API that you
Mhm.
just, you know what I mean? You just can't do. And I feel sorry for the guy at RumHub.
Mhm.
He's trying every day. Just about he's posted on Discord, "Hey, I'm fixing this. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
fixing that." And it's just really frustrating on that end. Is like, you know, Rumble's been around. I don't quote me. Is it just about as long as Kick?
So let's put it this way. It's been around since 2013, but they didn't get the money, the money stuff until they went public, which was like 2019, 2020. So that's when I really start pointing to like Rumble getting it, is when they got that money influx from all that going public stuff, because beforehand they really didn't have that kind of money. So
Okay.
it was
Okay.
like 500 million, I think, is when they went public, because Dan
Okay.
Bongino's paid into it and all this stuff. So
Yeah,
really
I would
around
say 19 is when it appeared on my radar.
Yeah. So 2019, 2020 is when it went public. So that's when it gets that big money. But I mean, again, you're not the only one, and all this stuff. And yeah, there's still work to be done, and it's nice to get all these bejewelings like Rumble Wallet or whatever. But those are more like options rather than the actual things that need to be worked on, because they are in competition with other platforms, and you may get talked about because of the political side, but that's also another issue they're facing too. So
Oh, yeah. When it comes to when I say, "Oh, it's a free speech YouTube," they're like, "Oh, so that's really for." I'm like, no, that just means like, and for lack of a better phrase, like on X, as long as it's not illegal, pretty much it's allowed on X.
mhm,
That pretty much about the same thing. Whether you're left leaning or right leaning, they're not going to ban you for being left leaning and right leaning and all that other stuff. But
Right.
my big thing is the more you give your community. Like last year on Twitch, my community spent 6 million channel points on channel point rewards on my Twitch, which interacts, which fully like my mods. If I say something really sus or quote unquote horny or whatever, they can throw me in horny jail. A thing comes down, bars come down in front of my webcam,
That's funny.
and it says horny jail. And you can do stuff like that with an API, and that involves interaction. They can give me laser eyes. They can turn me into a pickle tuber. I have a big old pickle, and it's a PNG pickle, and I talk to it, and that lasts for like 4 minutes, and you can do all that. The interaction is, and even when I do stream to multiple platforms, most people end up coming over to my Twitch because that's where the most interaction. I've got 48 different channel point redeems that you can do to interact with the channel, or have a thing pop up on my screen that says, "I'm going to send you to Jesus." And I joke around and said, "I'm not ready to meet Jesus yet. I'm not ready to meet Jesus yet." And it goes over my game. And you can do that because of that API and everything else.
Right.
It's hilarious. It's fun. It's interaction, and I love that.
I have to look into this API thing for myself because
they do have one, but it's like you said, it's less than rudimentary. But so going back to all what you said, what are your three issues that you have with Rumble? So that way
Sorry.
No, that's great. We went on a tangent, and you got to speak your experience. That's the point. But let's just reiterate what your
starting streaming for new people. It shouldn't be like my friend. He shouldn't have had that issue with Rumble. He met the minimum standards to be able to stream to it. He was already a third of the way to being able to get his own name. And he still couldn't stream, whether static or individual keeper stream. Transparent on the ad money, as far as like, I honestly don't want to see $10. Just this is how many hours you had, this is how much you made.
Right. Simplified.
Honestly. Yes. Yeah. Because I don't want to see, well, why is the EPCM or whatever it is for $10 and I just made 2 cents?
Yeah.
Especially when I can see I've got, sometimes, from 0 to 4 people in my chat over there on Rumble. And yet I'm making, 2 cents.
Yeah.
Like, dude, for four people on YouTube, I'm making 30 to 50 cents. That's not counting, super chats, all that. That's just ad revenue.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing is
API.
It shouldn't take. They didn't answer my email when I I can't remember now whether it was email, whatever the case it was. I sent it in. Where's the income not showing up? And it took 2 different times putting it on Twitter, and it shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Rumble support has an issue, and I've had not horrible dealings, but I've had some dealings with their head of support, which is Rumble Mario, who is head of operations, and support falls under him. He has a personality issue, and personality issues don't work with trying to get stuff resolved. And people like that will choose who they wish to respond to. Well, in any sense, any admin will choose to respond to.
Customer service should not have a personality issue.
Yeah.
Neither should tech support.
Unfortunately, they do, and it's called Rumble Mario, and probably some of his people, but that's just guessing. But I've dealt with him. Not dealt with him, but I've had passings with him a few times. He's blocked me on Twitter X, so there's that. But he's a few times have come into my posts and said, you don't understand or this or that, and I'm like, well, then help me understand, because like with you, Barney, and Tacit and so many others, people don't understand and they're looking for an answer. And sometimes my dealing with Rumble support is 50-50. Some people are better, some people are worse, and so that's where I put it. In my experience, it's been 50-50. But at the end of the day, though, they need to get better, because otherwise I'm just going to compare it to YouTube, and YouTube's
Yeah.
responsible for sport, and that's not good because
Yeah,
if you're the same as your
we don't
competitor,
want to go down the same path as YouTube here, or else
Mm.
we'll be irrelevant.
yeah, and that would be the personality issue that Rumble has. But hey, Rumble Wallet, right? But Barney,
Oh, dude, Rumble Wallet.
yeah,
I mean, it's okay, but dude, I don't have any single close friend of mine that deals in crypto. I mean, I've
that's
done a couple things on crypto, and I made a couple
mm,
$100. I cashed out,
nice.
on an app and all that stuff. I'm
Nice.
not keeping, crypto and I'm not doing all that. If the world comes to an end, what does it matter? Crypto
Yeah,
ain't going to be worth nothing because there's going to be no electronics to transfer it.
that's right.
Okay, our money is
I'm
going to
not
be
paying money for internet fart gas.
our
Yeah.
cash, which we don't have because we're already switching to credit cards and debit cards. If
Yeah.
you do have cash, you're going to use that to start the fires for the freaking wood. Because
Yeah.
again, the government's gone, the money is worthless. I mean, let's get real here. I don't know. I think that is just. I thought that was a bad take for Rumble because okay, they're already not that well known, but now they're going to accept. Well, why don't we have all these Why don't we have stake gambling streams over here on Rumble then?
Well, they did have Motherland, which is what's her name? Son of a bit. It's the rapper saying "I'm so fancy." Izzy. Oh, Iggy Azalea, who owns that. Yeah, so they don't stream it over anymore, as far as I know, but they did for a while, and they were doing that. But I'm pretty sure there's other ones too. It's just that's one I remember. But anyway, thank you, Barney, so much. And again, there's always more to talk about, but I wanna let's to move forward and stuff. So we'll talk more stuff after. But yeah, I for last bit. The crypto wallet was nothing more than just a nice option to have, but it's not a solution to the problems that Rumble still continues to have, and that's a bigger concern. So, but anyway,
I hope they have great encryption, because if somebody puts something in there and somebody ends up hacking it, oh, dude, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
No, I've already had a story of someone who lost pretty much $250 because they couldn't remember their password or wallet seed, and so there's that. But anyway, we're moving on. Yeah, it was not fun. But anyway, Captain Tor, if you'd like to give your few things.
Well, mine are kind of benign compared to a lot of these other issues that the other guys here have come up with, because I haven't really had a reason to talk to tech support at all.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had too much of the issues. Like I said, my stuff is, again, because I only do Rumble, I don't have any other kind of frame of reference. Like, I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know how Kick works. I'm not really familiar with Twitch, you know. I guess some of my issues are the delay on streaming. When I hit the start streaming button here in OBS and I'm trying to watch my stream also on Rumble, again, I don't know how long I should wait before I start opening my mouth, because I don't know if it's going to take my intro, all of my intro right away, or is it going to just start it in the middle of it? And sometimes that delay can be, I find that delay to be an issue. Like, okay, if you use Rumble Studio, it gives you that 5-second count and boom, you're good to go. However, I don't always use Rumble Studio unless I'm collaborating. So therefore, I go straight into OBS, put in the key, put in the password, and then as soon as the clock rolls over to what I hit start streaming, but there's still a delay, and I have no idea how long that really is. And sometimes it could cut off the beginning of my intro, just a couple of seconds lost. The delay issue I have too, when I'm watching the chat and something will get mentioned, but then I won't see a response to it for at least, 3-4 seconds later, maybe 10, and it's like all of a sudden I'm rattling on to a different subject, and all of a sudden people are now in chat getting back to me, and I'm like, well, the delay is the delay is a little bit of a bothersome.
Right.
That's what I don't know if any of you do what I do, but I watch my streams on the playback as I'm doing them, and my streams, I'll be at the best qual. I'll have the auto quality, but then for some reason the live just kind of freezes up and stops.
Yep.
Okay, what's up with that? I mean, what am I missing here that I keep getting that? It just freezes up on me. I'll be in the middle of doing something, and the chat'll still keep going,
Yeah.
but the video froze up. I have to keep refreshing it.
This is just my theory. Anyone could take as is, but my theory is because their servers are mostly in the U.S. and maybe the U.K. with that northern data deal. It just doesn't have enough places for it to be more of, and so that's why you get the lagging and the freezing and all this stuff, because it's just stuck to mostly the US and not global in the sense of server wise, like how YouTube does. And Twitch is not sort of global because they did leave South Korea a while back, but Kick and all that, that's AWS stuff. But yeah, I think that might be the possibility of why that's the case.
Okay.
But that's not a guarantee of a thing. That's just my perspective.
Yeah. Other than the delay and the freezing up on a playback, if it's a finished stream, then I never have an issue with it. It's while I'm doing the stream, and I see that in the comment in the chat, using Social Stream Ninja. I'm like I said, I'm not very tech savvy to continue to have all these plugins and programs. I like to keep things simple when I do things. And so far, OBS has been very good at helping me keep things simple. That's why I only have one channel on Rumble. All I have is my main channel. I don't have like a separate channel for gaming. I don't have a separate channel for art streams. I don't have a separate channel for collaboration. I just have my one single channel. So, I mean, I do want to look into these other programs, but I also want to kind of keep things simple, because it's like the more things I add, that also means the more things that could potentially go wrong, or potentially things that don't get updated. So therefore it's having trouble talking to each other because, I might be missing an update. Now I got to go find which link in the process or which link in the system has to have an update or has to be fixed in order for me to go forward.
Thanks for the raid. Hey, thanks for Hard Truth.
Oh, hey, we got raided. Yay for raid.
Yay.
I guess I also find Rumble², I think sometimes is distracting with the things that Rumble² can do. I think I've been not in my streams, but I've been in other people's streams where Rumble² has like some weird functions like gambling and stuff like that. So now the entire chat is being taken up by something you could do with Rumble². It totally takes away from the streaming experience.
Right. That's more of I would think that's more on the creator point, because they set
I find Rumble² to be distracting. That's why I don't put any Rumble bots in my chat whatsoever.
Right.
They might be helpful, but I see them more of a distraction at certain points in time.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Scott, how are you doing? It's a more on the creator for Rumble². But no, I understand. Like sometimes it's just they do all the or I know Streambot was one that's out there that does like stream points, but again, I don't know if Kanji's still working on it because he has family and all that stuff. So there's that. But I mean, thank you.
And,
much
finally, a lot of I would probably use Rumble Studio more if it wasn't for the fact that it plays with my levels.
Audio.
You don't see it on my screen, on your screen, but I'm seeing it on here as I talk through my microphone. My microphone levels come down.
Well, that's because I have noise suppression and echo cancellation.
Okay, but you're not the only one. Okay, I've even been on my own collaborative streams with using Rumble Studio, and for some reason, echo and noise cancellation is playing with the levels. And now I might still come through, you might still hear me, but the level on my screen is tied to my jaw movement in OBS. scream into the microphone,
Mm.
and my jaw will barely move.
Right.
That's when I know something's wrong with my levels.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm on a collaborative stream like I am right now using Rumble Studio, I have to open up my properties, and I have to go back and keep adjusting that back up to where I need it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's understandable. Like again, you've not been the only one in that regard of like the audio stuff. Like I know there's another person. He's Brazilian, I believe. He's had issues with audio too, but I think he's looked at it better. But no, I just think it's not there in the sense of comparative to
Now,
StreamYard. Go
if
ahead.
I play, if and I've done this with other people's streams. I've been guests on other people's streams who use things other than Rumble Studio, like
Right.
they use Streamlabs or StreamYards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There is an option in the there, or there is something to, there's an option in the option menu
Yes.
where you can disable you can disable audio. What's the term I'm looking for? You can disable the audio management, so therefore it leaves your levels alone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. In the
StreamYards does that, but we don't have that in Rumble Studio. To me, that's something Rumble Studio should have.
yes.
If you're going to compete with places like StreamYards or whatever, you probably should have that, so I don't have to sit here and keep my microphone properties open and have to play with this as
Yeah.
I'm talking. So
It's
that's something I'd like to. I mean, that's something I'd like to see implemented,
Mhm.
probably. So for the next section of our question here,
Yeah.
but that's something that is been a technical issue that I've dealt with since I started streaming.
Right.
Otherwise, most of my streams are straight are just straight stream key and password into OBS, and I hit start streaming, and voila, I'm good to go. I haven't had an issue.
Yeah. Certainly, yeah, and that's great. I mean, again, like I know you said, you're only at one place, and you don't want to overcomplicate things, which is quite understandable. I think it's just offering of here's a tool, and it doesn't hurt the research. It doesn't hurt the research. If you don't use it, then you don't use it. But it's just offering of like the music thing, like
Right.
Epidemic, and all that stuff. So thank you again, Barney, for that. But no, thank you, Captain Tor, for letting know, and I think you found your three.
Oh, I gave you 4 technically, but
Yeah,
we'll call it 3.
You
So
no,
it's stuff that I thought up off the top of my head, and like I said, the biggest one for me is playing with the audio level.
yeah.
Again, that one's probably the most important thing. I don't need a Rumble wallet. I just need you to quit playing with my levels, Rumble Studio. Just quit playing with it. That would be happy with me.
Yeah. No, that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's still just as important as all the other things you mentioned. But at the end of the day, though, I mean, they want wide adoption. Then you got to create the ability to adopt it widely, and it's kind of a difficulty when it's not. That will come up. Of course, that part will come up with the new persona of Canvas 2.0 coming out. Don't know when. That's always the case, but we'll get to that conversation later. But thank you, Captain Tor,
You're
for
welcome.
your
You're welcome, my
stuff.
man.
But coming from my end, because I'll be the last one out, because I always save myself for the last one at these questions, because I want my guests to get their point in, which is always good. This is why I do this show, because you guys have your experiences. Again, the ones who are on multiple platforms, right? You guys have a wide berth of experiences, and you can do comparisons between platforms, because really they're all competing for us, right? They're competing for us to use these platforms out there. It doesn't matter what they are. They're all competing for us to use, and they're all competing for the viewership of the people coming to see us on there. So there's this competition between all of them. Rumble has to compete. There is no stopping or slowing down. They must compete, and if they don't, then they'll just stay a niche politics place. But anyway, my 3 issues for Dara, 3 issues or technical things. One is obviously they need a spokesperson, and they need a spokesperson badly. And my reasoning is because a lot of the times you'll have Rick say something that later Chris will come and say the same thing or reinforce whatever, and you'll have the admin kind of bounce back and forth on what's going on here. I think a great example would be is when the creator program was still doing the things of the requirements, and they came up with the ad read. Now I will give them credit; they did communicate the change from the ad read to the raid. You need one public voice. There you go. Yes, unified voice. I will say that they did communicate about the changing the ad read to the raid, so that was good. But the issue of it is that they dropped the ball heavily for the ad read requirement. And I know this is last year, but it's still something needing to be brought up. So any future point of communication needs to be unified, and they don't have that. They don't have unification for their communication, which is something that should have been a forethought, because if you want to be a part of the big players, if you want to go for that route and you want people to come to your platform and all stuff, then your communication needs to be a solid unified thing. Because I'm telling you what, I've been at work at many different places, many different things. Rumble's communication is no different than any other job out there. Any job you work at, their communication is shoddy, and Rumble's communication is pretty shoddy at times. um, when the whole change, just as an example, when the whole change for the ad read to the raid thing came out, it wasn't Rumble who said it. It was actually a creator who brought up their mail, that their email that said that out, and then they came and reinforced it, and then they were reactive to it, because Rumble's reactive, they're not proactive unless it's really serious, like DDoS.
Yeah, that should change too. They need to start being more proactive.
Yeah, that's an issue that they have not figured out, and right now they're still, we don't know the meetings they have and all that stuff, so I'll give them leeway for that. But they want people to come to the platform, then they need to have a unified message. Two is support. Support needs to be better. I know I had one hemp on a long while ago for one of these, and he said, having a ticket system would be great because they didn't have one before, and now they do. But the issue of it is that their response times for many are lacking heavily. I have had many times where people have a money issue, and they're waiting more than 24 hours to get a response. And I will have this: their head of operations, who's head of support, has stated that they will 99% of the time try to get someone to respond in 24 hours. That's a little much. That's a big number even for them, and that's still not there. So yeah, support needs to get better. Either need to hire more people, they need to set up a better system, but people need a quicker response, because stuff like, oh, I can't access my money, that's a big important issue. If people are going to earn money on your platform and they're waiting days to weeks and months, for a few times I've heard months to get a response, and then they go the Twitter X route, that's a no. That just says we're like our competition, so come to us instead. That doesn't make any sense. So support needs to get better, and they need to be more unified, because it doesn't seem like support is all there. So and that includes for other stuff too. I've had someone who's been falsely accused for botting and lost his account, and now he's going to have to go back to Twitch because he can't. He no longer has an account on Rumble anymore. And I've had,
I'm sorry. That is utterly ridiculous. Now, I will say this: earlier in 2025, I applied for Twitch Partner twice. I was turned down. I was being botted.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying for it. I wasn't doing it. Never have, never will.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I banned people that advertise for that stuff, which right now is a lot on Kick, by the way.
Yeah.
But that is the wrong way to do it, because the way that the bot programs work, I say I got a beef with you, Dara. Okay? Mind if I call you Dara?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Don't call me Shirley.
Oh God. That's about as old as I am, man. Jesus. Okay.
Leslie Nielsen. All right, go ahead.
Absolutely. But the problem is, say I don't like you, Dara.
Mm-hmm.
I go and spend like $20-$30, and I can send a whole bunch of U-bots to you, and then you get banned.
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why Kick is saying, hey, you know, and I've spoke out on this on Twitter because people say these people need to get banned. Like, whoa. I was being botted. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, and yet if Twitch would have seen that and then just banned me, like I wouldn't even be a partner right now. You know, because I was just made a partner on Tuesday. I was Twitch partner on Tuesday, and I got Kick partner on Wednesday. And you know, I'm not botting. I don't do that. I never have, and I never will. But if somebody was botting me, they could do that just to freaking, you know, get me banned. And that's the one thing that Eddie over there on Kick is like, guys, we have to try to find out who is doing that, because you can't just, they're being botted. Like Kai sent it before one of the last times he streamed. Yeah, I went to his stream. I've got one of those plugins on Chrome. Yeah, he had 10,000 chatters that weren't saying anything. Yeah, 20,000. Right, 20,000 people out of 60,000 weren't saying anything. That typically indicates botting, but is that him doing it? Is that his buddies? You know, how do you know? So for me, for Rumble to do that, I think that is absolutely utterly ridiculous, because you have to be able to prove who is doing that, because literally they just put in a streamer's name.
Thank you for following.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Tacit. I appreciate that, bud. Thanks for the follow, man.
Lord, what is that voice? It's me, Margaret.
That was a follow from Tacit. Yeah, I appreciate that. But I've got OBS open. I apologize, guys.
No, you're fine.
But seriously, that is a horrible thing for Rumble to do, because they can just go put, you know, you could go one of those bots. You can put Barney Jack for Twitch, and you could send 400 viewers to my channel. And under Rumble's guys, Twitch should be able to ban me. And I think that's absolutely wrong.
Aww.
You know, and that is actually kind of cool that he met him. Yeah. But that is just utterly ridiculous, because I wasn't doing it, you know. Well, and some people are saying, oh, well, when you raid out, you have 95 people and you only raid with 60. I'm like, well, yeah, but like tonight, I had 3 people ask me, what channel are you raiding? Because they didn't get sent with the raid. So then they manually went over on Twitch. So not even everybody's being sent that we know are absolutely 100%. I'm talking to them on stream. I know that they're watching, they're talking, and they're not even being sent with the raid. You know, Twitch has its own issues. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, no.
Nobody.
Twitch and Kick. YouTube's the only one that seems to have handle it, because they have more technology to handle it. But let me clarify the situation. So what happened was, creators from Rumble, they were on Rumble, they accused this individual of botting, because now obviously there are blatant points, like you were saying, like if there's 1,000 people and no one's chatting, that's kind of blatant. But Tomby. But my issue is that he didn't even have 1,000. It's probably maybe less than 50. And so you had these creators from Rumble accuse this gentleman that I've had on my show before. We're accusing him that he was botting, and they kept doing it, and he was trying to, and he didn't have a Twitter X account until after the fact, after he was deleted, because I DM'd him he DMs me on Discord or whatever. And so he basically was like, hey, Rumble just deleted my channel. They after I think it was like a few days or a week after that had happened, they sent him an email saying about faking traffic, whatever. I'm like, what? And so the thing of it is, it was creators from the platform bringing it up that he was botting because his chat engagement and viewer engagement or viewership weren't matching up, and I don't like it. I don't like bot witch hunting, because somebody is innocent is going to get crossfires, which has happened, because I know one, and no one's going to suffer the consequences for it. No one's going to say sorry when that happens. And so a creator that loved being on Rumble, that was trying to promote Rumble and his channel and all this stuff, now is just going to go to Twitch, because there's no appeal system on Rumble. The creators aren't going to say sorry or whatever, because they were saying, well, he's botting, but it's like less than 50 people total for whatever. And it's just a ridiculous notion. So I don't agree with bot witch hunt, because creators Creators from a platform shouldn't have that power to admin and say, "Hey, this guy's botting," and then admin just a few moments later say, "Well, just delete him." Because it doesn't mean that he was actually botting. It just means, well, they said it enough, they brought it up enough, and we like these people, so we're just gonna throw them out anyway.
Dude, I've got a comment. Sorry, I just
Go ahead.
there. I just Googled Rumble live viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you know how much that 50 viewers cost that somebody was sending to him? $2.99. Why is that so damn cheap? I'm sorry, I shouldn't cuss like that.
Well, I've heard that
250
too.
live viewers, $7.49. That is, I'm like, and so you telling me that I could get a Rumble creator banned for just $3?
Mm-hmm.
That is utterly ridiculous. I didn't even know you could buy viewers for
Yeah,
Rumble.
I've heard
by the way.
that before. But to bring this up, I understand that. But the issue is that it's too coincidental for what the creators were saying, and then not even, I think it was a few hours after that whole ordeal, because he didn't know what was going on. The gentleman did not know what was going on. So you have creators, they say something, a few hours later his account gets banned. There's no appeal. Is it his
No
fault?
appeal?
There's no appeal on Rumble if that happens.
What?
So yeah. So
Dude,
while I
that's dumb.
understand that, Tomby, there still is people who go out there and bot witch hunt, and there are people, not all, who may get may be innocent and may get caught in the crossfires. I don't agree with that. I
Oh,
don't care. I don't agree with that.
on Twitch, about a year and a half ago, I was just over 2,000 followers. I'm just about ready to break 7,600 now.
Okay.
I got hit with 4,000 follows. Dude, I had to real quick turn my alerts off. Holy crap. They
Jeez.
were just going off one after the other. And I play Warframe, and there were like 15 or 20 of us that were live streaming. We all got hit with all these follows and stuff like that. I contacted Twitch, and they were just like, look, don't run a script, because at that point I was gaining like 20, 30 followers a week. They were afraid if I ran a script,
Mhm.
it would delete some of those new people. Like, we'll take care of it. It did. It took them about 8 months for them to pull off all those. But I got hit with 4,000 followers, along with a whole bunch of other Warframe streamers, and I didn't do anything to anybody. You know, but Twitch said, "Don't worry, we see that. We'll take care of it.
Mhm.
No problem." And by the way, that was a live chat that only took me 2 minutes to talk to a human on Twitch.
Mhm.
2 minutes for customer service.
Well, yeah, and again, that's a whole nother system. But and I understand, Tomby, I understand that. But this was all done on X. He doesn't. He doesn't have. He didn't have an account until after the fact, and he was trying to defend himself. And they kept saying he was a botter. They kept saying that he was a botter, and he's not a botter. He didn't bot. He was promoting through an organic way, but people have presumed him to be botting. So again, I'm not gonna. That is one instance, sure, but I'm also not gonna fall into this fact of this whole ordeal. Like, there will be innocent people caught in the caught. I'll DM you the name later. Um, no, it's not secret. I'll just DM you later because I don't want to put the name out there. It doesn't need to be that far.
I will say that, and I apologize for interrupting. I have a friend of mine that's partnered with a 3D artist, the same 3D artist I'm partnered with,
Mhm.
and he on Kick, he was Kick partner, 215 viewers, and he was putting on Twitch, on Twitter, hey, you know, what's wrong with the pay and all this other stuff. And I said, dude, man, I DM'd him. I didn't, put it on there. Like, dude, I DM'd you on Twitter. And I was like, dude, you're getting view botted, dude. You got 215 viewers, and in the last 5 minutes, only one person has said anything. You're getting botted. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. You have 215 viewers. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have lurkers. It happens. People listening while they're doing something, putting a chair together.
I get
Doesn't
lurkers
matter.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have 215 viewers and only one person chat 3 times in a 5-minute time period. You're just not. And he contacted Kick, and shortly thereafter he stopped getting botted. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they did on their end, but Yeah,
But anyway,
it's crazy.
that's the point I'm making. I'm not going to
Sorry.
say that doesn't happen. Platforms, people do get bot or whatever, but for this
Yeah.
one person, I found that the way it was handled was disingenuous. And since there's no appeal system, and he was concluded to be a botter by other creators, and ultimately by Rumble, and even though he's just a chill person doing his thing, I don't agree with it. And if it's blatant, it's blatant. That I agree with. But if it's not, I don't agree with it, and that's where I stand. So my three things were unified messaging. So they need a Rumble needs a spokesperson. They need to have a unified message. Two, support needs to get. Hey, Mike, what's up? How you doing, Mikey? Rumble support needs to get better because some people still have issues of getting something back from them. And the third thing I think is just platform stability is another one. Like the freezing and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it definitely, but need that platform stability.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
what you were
know.
talking about earlier.
Yeah,
by the way.
it was that. That is one of the things I was talking about earlier. Yeah. I guess I would say I'm just kind of curious if the fact that Rumble routinely gets DDoS attacked, if that has anything to do with it.
I will say
They have
this,
Cloudflare now. They have Cloudflare now, so that's
Okay.
I don't have any issues like what you're talking about with going through Restream using my static key
hmm
for Rumble. I don't have any issues whatsoever with my stream ending or anything like that. But but actually no, I'm not even going through Restream. Actually, now I'm going through the multi-meld, which is, it works like Restream, but it's
Oh,
just a
okay.
simple. I send one stream to it, and then boom, it pops it out to like 6 or 7 things,
Oh, nice.
it's cool because it's free. But I'm just using the static key, so I'm not even using Restream. I used to use Restream, but I'm not anymore. But just going through multi-meld, multi-streaming, I don't have any issues whatsoever with cutting out of the stream or anything else like that. Outside, of course, oh, there's a huge storm. My internet just crapped. Yeah, we
Mhm.
all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot an issue,
Sure.
and I forgot an issue, and I've seen this happen too on a lot of collaborative streams using Rumble Studio. It's like you get to like a 2 hour mark on a collaborative stream, or just using Rumble Studio, you get to 2 hours, and all of a sudden it kicks everybody.
I no, I will say that was a thing. I've not experienced that anymore, so I don't
I
know.
have experienced that.
Okay. How recently was that? Just to kind of.
Oh, it's probably been several months, but
Yeah.
it's probably been several months, so I don't know. Maybe they fixed that issue or not. I just know it was a big thing, and I know a
Yeah.
friend of mine who does like mega heavy duty streaming on a pretty daily basis,
Sure.
and he's gone back to using Streamlabs because after a couple hours, people got just it automatically kicked people. You had to like refresh and come back in.
No, yeah, and that I will say that was the case. I've had that happened to me many times before, but it hasn't happened for quite some time. So whether it's still out there for other people, I don't know. But for my end, where I did experience that, it is no longer happening. Now there's other things I'm experiencing, but that's probably because they're getting ready for the Canvas 2.0, which we'll get there. But anyway, for my end of things. Those are the three things. Again, to quickly reiterate, they need a unified message. So they need a spokesperson. Two, Rumble support needs to get better because not everyone has great. What's a good word for that? Not everyone has great support reactions, and that's still a thing. And also, the third is platform stability is still a bit of an issue for many people. So there's that. So with the question number 2 out of the way, we're going on to question number 3. And
Yay!
right,
Yay!
like the Family Guy. But the number 3 question is, for those who don't know, is 3 features or improvements you'd love to see implemented on your Rumble wish list. So who do we have? Barney go first. We had I don't think we've had you go first yet, Captain. So why don't you go first for this one?
Ooh, okay, cool. First and foremost, something I'd like to see added to Rumble is some form of DMing, like direct messaging offline. That way, I don't have to use like a third party social media to try to keep my community informed. Like I've had some issues the last couple of weeks. I haven't been able to have my regular stream.
Sure.
Some things have come up. I got hit by a tragedy in the family Wednesday, so I didn't have my normal stream on Thursday night. And the only way I have to get a hold of anybody is if I go to my Discord, and people who follow me usually follow my Discord as well, and I can usually get a hold of almost everybody, but still not everybody.
Right.
I think some form of direct messaging on Rumble would be great. Something I can put out there and be like, hey, an emergency's come up, no stream tonight. Instead of people like coming to Rumble trying to look for me and then not finding me because I'm not on all of a sudden. Or they're wondering, gee, what happened? Usually he streams at this time. Is there something wrong? Or did he just fall asleep and decide not to stream tonight?
Hey, when we fall asleep, it's not because we didn't decide not to stream. Okay, it happens.
Yeah, it does. It does happen, Barney. I get that, but still, if I have, like I said, I've had a couple of issues. My health was bad a week ago. This week I had a tragedy strike, so I had to miss 2 streams in a row. And I'm sure there's people out there that are wondering, well, gee, Cap, are you going to come back and stream again? Have you decided that you're not streaming anymore? It's just kind of like, yeah, I'd like to keep people in the loop instead of always wasting time on my next stream explaining, hey, I'm sorry, I've been out. Some things have happened, yada, yada, yada. Because I'll be honest with you, when I start a stream and I go through my intro, it takes a while for my audience to come to me, and they might miss that. So I would like to see some form of either online or offline DMing, so I don't have to go to these other social media sites. Like, since I've taken off here on Rumble, I've had to use my X account more often. Not happy with X. I've had to do Truth Social because I have people that, again, come over from Truth Social and they're interested in what I do, but the only way I can get a hold of them is through these other sites. Otherwise, Rumble has no support for that. And that's usually when it comes to clients in particular. I have people who get gifted a subscription. When you get a gifted subscription to my channel, you get a request piece that I do on stream at some point in time, and I usually put that in the schedule. And getting them their digital copy, sometimes it can go through, I have to go through a lot of hoops to do that. There are some people who are still waiting for digital copies because they're trying to figure out a way that I can get them the digital copy without doxing them, without having their email like just in a random chat or something, or in the comments section, so if there was some way to DM that to them here in Rumble, that would be great. So,
well, to quickly bring up, this has been mentioned many times by other people before about community posts.
Yeah.
Right. Community posts would not like it's not DMing, but it would resolve an issue that you have, and it's been something that's been asked for quite some time, is to have something of community posts, because then you don't have to go through X or Discord or whatever. You can just do a community post and people are like, hey, here's your thing. Yeah, they need something like that. I agree. So, but your other two, sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking, if it seems like Discord is very popular to use, that maybe some kind of plugin, so that therefore that stuff can be streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
And I think finally, when it comes to the financial aspects and getting our money from, say, Rumble, if it could be possible that there is something other than PayPal to cash out to. Because PayPal, I'm sorry, I don't like to. I don't want to bring up the political aspects here, but
Right.
PayPal can all of a sudden decide we don't like what you say, we don't like what you do. We're shutting the money spigot off. How many
Mhm.
people did that happen to in 2020? And
Right.
why is that the only place we can go to when it comes to Rumble? If they
Well,
really want to make Rumble Wallet a thing, maybe Rumble Wallet needs to actually be PayPal's competition now.
yeah, but the problem is it's just crypto only, which is not widely adopted for normal
Right, and that
people.
thus lies the another
Yeah.
problem. Like
Well,
I said, we need to have some other way to cash out other than PayPal,
I
because I
will.
don't trust PayPal.
Right, and I will say many months, or I think over a year ago, there was talk of Stripe, but I think those conversations fell through. And
Stripe is the same problem.
right,
Stripe can all of a sudden decide, yeah, we don't like what you say. You're putting out misinformation. Bye, banned, done.
yeah.
You don't get your funds.
I would. I just don't know of anything of similar because again, you have international and all that stuff, and there's the whole dealing with that. So I don't know if there's anything of similarity to Stripe or PayPal that's for because you're gonna have people of different countries use the platform, so you're gonna need something that can deal with that um, international sort of thing. But if there is one, I don't know. Um,
Right.
we'll see if they can figure that one out. But continue. Sorry.
Well, no. That's pretty much my three. Some
Okay.
form of DMing, possibly a plugin for Discord, since, like I said, most of my viewers and most of my fans, they
Mhm.
could follow me on Discord, or I can interact with them on Discord.
Hmm.
That's been my, or and some other form of some other way to cash out other than PayPal.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, granted, I could have them send me a paper check, but again, that means I have to put my address out there. They need to know where I am, and that could produce another problem too.
Right.
So
Well, and from what I remember, it takes months for someone to get a check, and then you have to deal with it because it's from Canada. You
yeah,
have to deal with that sort of thing, and that I mean,
and then you have to deal with the conversion rate, and
yeah,
yeah,
and they're the Rumbles in the U.S. They can start handing out U.S. checks when possible. It's ridiculous that they haven't gotten to that point yet. But again, Rumble Wallet's not going to resolve that issue because again, it's not widely adopted.
well,
Cryp-
that's why I
Yeah.
was saying that I think if they really wanted to make Rumble Wallet a thing instead
Yeah.
of crypto, let's make it pay. They should make it PayPal's competition.
Oh, that's going to be an undertaking. I don't think they have the ability to do, but we can only
Right.
hope. We can only hope. But thank you, Captain Tor, for
You are
all.
welcome. You are welcome,
It's
my friend.
much appreciated. Uh, Tacit, would you like to give your 3 improvements or wish list stuff?
Sure. The first improvement would be to actually go back to what Barney was talking about much earlier, which is the ability for people to interact on stream.
Yeah.
The lack of the ability to interact with your chat versus Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And no other platform, by the way, does it the way Twitch does.
Well, understandable,
yeah. That would be really cool. I would greatly appreciate that, because on my stream, I play a lot of animations on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Partially because because I stream on so many platforms. If people on Twitch do something, everybody sees it, but not everybody else on any other no one else on any other platform can interact. So I have a lot of different animations that I use, but it would be cool to have that interaction. I know that Rumble at one point talked about Blurp, integrating Blurp in some capacity.
Yeah.
You can. I'm sorry for interrupting. You can.
I'm sure you can, but it's not as easy as it should be.
No.
And therefore, it might as well not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that I think you understand what I'm saying. Sure,
Yeah.
It exists, but I mean, if it's not easy for people to do the same way it is for Twitch, where you just click a button and boom, then people, oh, well, I have blurb. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then people aren't gonna, people watch streams, especially something like a video game stream, as an example, to kind of veg out and relax and chill and unplug, rather than oh, you have to download this browser extension and you have to do this and you have to do that. Most people aren't going to do it. So the ability to interact more with the audience, like Barney said, with channel points, there's so many different things that could be done. Now I will say that Rumble chat is better than YouTube chat, for the simple fact that you can use emojis in
Without
Rumble chat. Yeah. I mean, that's, they're on YouTube, you're still using like stuff that looks like, I don't know, it's from the late 90s or early 2000s, static little ghost looking images like from Pac-Man or something. It's just the emotes or emojis, excuse me, are ridiculous on YouTube. It's so outdated. Whereas on Rumble you can use emotes. Sorry, emotes. Emoji static, emotes not static. So that's one. That kind of speaks to the first point. But that is the first one, is more interaction with chat. While I do, I have to say this, even though it's not one of the wish list things, I am excited for the shorts.
Yeah.
For Rumble, it is cool, but there's and it's something they've been talking about for years, and it's something I've even mentioned on your stream in the past that I'd like them to add shorts, and I think you've mentioned it too. A lot of people have mentioned it. It's a thing. It's a common criticism. However, I think there's bigger problems than shorts, going on. But shorts will be cool. I'm trying to think of wish list things. I guess I'll say shorts because it's an easy cop out, and it's something I've been saying for a long time.
Right.
Is that shorts need to be a thing? They do need to be a thing on Rumble.
Why?
Like I stopped uploading my shorts to Rumble, I don't know, a year ago, maybe a little more than that, because who wants to watch a vertical piece of content in a landscape format? It just looks weird. So I stopped doing that.
I will say, if I've had some, like, it's not been a huge ordeal, but I have posted them here, and some do well, some don't. It's just variance, but I have had some form of success with it on Rumble. But continue.
Yeah,
sorry.
I think I did. No, I think I did too, to a degree. But I mean, it also got to be like, I didn't like looking at a little small piece of vertical content with huge black borders on each side, and then this small piece of vertical content in a landscape format. They don't have a vertical format right now. So what's the point? So that's number two. And then let me really think about this. Give me a second to think. I know I should have thought before, but I do have a lot of and I've been pretty good otherwise.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
But I want to really think about this one for a second.
I do want to add context. So
go for it. Go for it.
So for shorts are like smelling a fart. Well, unfortunately, you're down by people who use TikTok and YouTube Shorts and find great success with it. So you're one out of a million, buddy. Unfortunately, but for shorts, Rick did say that discovery would get better when shorts gets implemented. So how that will be, how it will go, I do not know. But they are putting out that if shorts come out, discovery will get better with that. But my issue is where is the shorts area going to be at? If it's going to be underneath editor's pick or below that, then it is kind of pointless, because editor's pick is still going to show all the stuff that kind of detriments people from coming to the platform.
I have my third whenever. Continue.
But no, that's just the context I wanted to add, that discovery is supposed to get better when shorts drops. And like you said, it's been asked for almost 2 years at this point. And, great that they're bringing it out now, but I'm guessing they didn't have the infrastructure for it, or they were just waiting to do something that will better their stock, or I don't know, whatever. But anyway, go to your third part. Sorry.
I think, and this is another thing that I've mentioned in the past, whenever Rumble comes up. Actually, I have 2 more, man. I'm gonna give you 2 more.
No, go
Give
ahead.
it to us.
I'll be right back. I use the restroom. Go ahead.
Okay. I think now this is. I've talked about this in one video I did, a long form video I did that's specifically related to Rumble. I put out a video. I don't know. Whenever Dr. Disrespect came to Rumble, when he was still banned from YouTube, I put out a video about that because I thought it was a big deal. And the CEO for Rumble, Chris Pavlovsky, even retweeted it, which I thought was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. But in that video, I talk about that politics on Rumble is still massively overrepresented. In that video, I talk about the fact that Rumble got started and really started making a name for itself, with kind of a coordination between riding the back of the Trump MAGA quote unquote movement, riding the back of that, as well as focusing on political live streamers. People like Steven Crowder. Who's the do nothing at the FBI?
Oh, you talk about Dan Bongino.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, do nothing. Apologize.
That's all right.
No, speak your mind. If that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel.
Well, no, I don't mean that. That's what I know him from on when I read on X. That's what I see is just
Well,
I don't really.
X is a cesspool of Nazis now.
Yeah,
so
well, I don't dig too deep into it, but I just can't remember the guy's name. Yeah,
Bongino.
Yeah, but Dan Bongino. Yeah, the point is that a lot of political commentators, and now this new guy, Nick Fuentes.
He's not new though. He's been on for quite some
yeah,
time.
he's not really that new.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. He's big. He's come to my attention in the past, like let's say 4 to 6 months. And I think Rumble built its reputation and built its audience off of those live streamers and that type of content, and I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that it's a fine line that Rumble has to walk between everything being about politics, which is what many who know about Rumble who come into my stream still say.
Yeah.
That the right wing political blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, it's not really that. Yes, you're thinking of the right spot, but that's not all that's there.
Right.
And I think they need to spend more time trying to diversify. Whether they went to that show, the DreamHack in Atlanta, that gaming show, where a lot of Rumble streamers went, a lot of Rumble gaming streamers, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's
only. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I thought that was really cool, and I think Rumble needs to do more of that, and put a different face on the platform. Because even the CEO, and you and I have talked about this, Dara, where the CEO, I think you even mentioned it on this podcast, where the CEO's always like railing on politics, whether it's something to do with Canada or the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And for me personally, I don't want anybody not to have their voice, but he chooses to be the CEO, right?
Yes.
If I chose to be the CEO, if I got the opportunity, said, do you want to be CEO of Rumble? And I said yes, then I'm going to keep my political opinions to myself, and I'm focusing on growing the platform. And if he's a private citizen with no affiliation with Rumble, say whatever you want, man. But like, it's just like politics. And then all this, all the press surrounding Bongino's return.
Yeah.
And, it's like, man, if you gave some of the Rumble gaming creators that type of press, I think it'd be good. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm not. I really am not.
I know. It's just,
All right,
just-
I'm on it. I'm putting it out on all my socials for you, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on right now. Here we go.
What
You
about-
ready?
Barney Jack
Last incoming.
instead. Barney Jack instead.
Yeah, party tickets. No, it's just you instantly brought yourself up and like I don't think anyone was gonna relate that that's what you meant.
Okay, good. Good. Well, I just wanted to make that clear.
I know. It's
but,
funny.
You know, that's one thing.
Mhm.
That's probably my third thing, and then the fourth thing, I'll make it quick. I'm sorry.
No, you're
is
fine.
because I just had this issue. I just had this issue again. So on Rumble, you have to have two, or I have two accounts, right? I have my rate, and it's all under Tacit Mortem.
Right,
So I
use your new
didn't-
channel, yeah.
Right. I didn't intentionally create two different accounts, but I have a Tacit Mortem user account,
Mhm.
and then I have Tacit Mortem like creator account where I upload everything and I go live. So I was streaming last night,
Mhm.
and I was looking, and I can't remember what it was, but something, I was like, man, something's not right here. And I was looking through the different menus within Rumble, and I was like, dude, I'm streaming to my user account and not my creator account.
Mhm.
And it's like, you know, and who has user accounts and creator accounts? It's like, what year are we living in, man? Just
Yeah.
one account is good.
Mhm.
One account is good, or at least you know what? If people, and I talked to, I hope I'm getting the guy's name right. It was Pudge, I think.
Pudge TV,
I
yeah.
think it was him. It was either him or somebody else. I think it was him. I was on another show like this a long time ago, and we were talking about it. And he says, well, I upload certain stuff to my user account and then other stuff to my creator account. So he has two different things within one. At least give me the option to merge them.
Yeah.
Like, because what the hell is that user account for? I don't get it. I think it's stupid.
I hid my user account because
Yeah, you can.
I had friends go on and they followed that instead of following the other. So I went on and hit it. So the only
Yeah,
thing
I had
you
this-
see
I think
on
I did
Rumble
the
for
same
me is
thing.
Barney Jack is
Simple.
just
Yeah.
my streaming one.
This is why I keep everything simple and I only use one account. Period.
Yeah.
Well, or, you know, and I get that, Captain Tor, and I think that's great. Or Rumble could just keep it simple like every other
Right.
major platform and just have
Yeah.
one account. Boom, problem solved.
Yeah, it's a very, again, it's the ultimate
It's so
word.
antiquated. It's antiquated.
The ultimate word for that, for people who don't know, is called user complexity. Rumble has a user complexity problem that they haven't really resolved.
I mean, like Lumia Stream, great program software, but my God, it's so confusing and it does. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, and
I'm done, by the way.
No, you're fine. I've never used Lumia, so I can't speak to that. But just in speaking in general for Rumble, they have a user complexity problem, and that's been an issue with the platform stability and all that. So, no, yeah, the whole thing for user and channel thing has been an issue for quite some time, especially when you're live, right? And you see two of the same thumbnail, like little circle thing, and you're like, wait, why is there two of them? Really shouldn't be two of them. It shouldn't be that difficult for someone to have. I don't know how YouTube does it, because I know you can make separate channels for different things, like one for gaming, one for this.
Sure,
or that.
just give me that option then, rather than having a user account. Because, like I said, last week's video, that, you know, long form video, I put it on YouTube and Rumble every week.
Yeah.
And that also, it got released on my user profile on accident.
Mhm.
And I keep everything the same every time, you know, it's just like, again, going back to what I said way earlier, where it's just more difficult to stream on Rumble. It's yet another thing I have to check every single time. Again, which I hadn't had to check in a long time. Now I have to say, I did it tonight while we were doing this podcast. I was uploading the video to Rumble and YouTube, and I had to make sure, okay, is this on my, yep, okay, cool, it's on my creator account. It's just like one more step. And the goal is to eliminate steps for people, right? To make it easier, not to make it more difficult and more complicated.
Yeah.
Like you said, with more complexity. It's just, I don't like it.
Captain Tor, you can't chat out from Rumble Studio, so you'll have to. Yeah, that's an issue. Hopefully that gets. We'll get to that point. But yeah, I just want to let you know that.
I actually do like that because I can put that in there so you guys can read what I'm typing to you guys, but stream can't see it.
Yeah, I like that. I've been reading your stuff. It's cool, but I understand.
Yeah, there's private you can switch between. For a host, I can switch between the places I'm streaming to in private, but guests cannot. they only have private, and that's it. You cannot
Yeah.
switch to like whatever. If you have like an account on YouTube, you
Oh.
should be able to. But anyway,
You're
but
fine.
I want to say one more thing. I'm
sure,
sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Just really quick,
ahead.
because this was earlier. I just don't like to interrupt people. But
No,
Real
you're fine.
Tomby was in chat earlier.
Yes.
I went on his show one time.
Yeah.
Hell of a guy. I really liked him.
Yeah.
But with the view botting thing.
Yes.
Now, I have been view botted literally more times than I can count, like at least 20, 30 times, at least more than that. Where like it happened last week, I think, because see, like sometimes I don't even know. I was at 8 viewers on Rumble, because like I said, I keep the viewers up on one of my screens, and then within 5 minutes it was up to 89. And then I rated somebody because I was done, and it was still going up to like 105, 110. Nobody's talking in chat. Now, it's possible, I just don't think that's real. And I've had that happen more times. Like I said, I've had it happen a lot. Like a year ago, I had like maybe 10 times or more, over 1,000 people in chat. And the only messages I'm getting in my chat are people accusing me of view botting, right?
Yeah.
And now I don't take it that seriously. I just kind of laugh it off, and I'm like, no, it's not me. It's not me. I know I'm getting view botted, but I can't stop it, right? Because anybody with your live stream link can do that to you. It's cheap. Like Barney was saying, it's not that expensive to do. I've looked into it. When it was happened to me a lot, I was trying to figure out what happened, and I'm sure there's even more now. Like I said, the last time I checked was almost a year ago. But like if you want to view bot, especially on a smaller platform like Rumble, you can do it.
Oh yeah.
And just because it looks like that doesn't mean now why anybody would want to view bot me. I have no friggin' idea personally. And I've always thought this. Is that it's Rumble.
That has been suggested before, especially with editor's pick. That has been suggested before as a theory that why people have so many followers is possibly could be. Well, part of it is that it's the apps and you can't really chat from the apps or the TV and all that stuff. But there has been that idea that's been floated out.
It just doesn't make sense because I've had editor's pick and the views have skyrocketed. Yes, many or enough times. But I've also had it. Happen. Like I said, it went from 8 viewers to like over 100 in the course of 5 minutes. And maybe I was an editor's, like suddenly they put me to the front page. I don't know, but it's happened enough to where I don't really trust the numbers on Rumble. I don't.
Yeah, and that's understandable. My thing with it is just I don't want people getting falsely accused of view botting when they might not have anything to do with it at all, and lose their accounts because creators from Rumble who want to protect this platform, which is understandable, but they go out there and they accuse people. And if it's blatant, it's blatant. I'm not going to argue with that. But if it's not blatant, or if it's so small that it's not, then my position is there should be more depth of information rather than just, oh, your viewer and engagement don't match up, you're a botter. I've had that happen many times too. So does that mean I'm a botter?
Well, there's certain people I've seen on the front, or not necessarily front page, but God, I'm trying to think of his name. It's like I can't even think of his name.
There's so many.
There's a few. There are, you probably know better than I do, but there's a couple who are, and it's not hate, by the way. I'm not hating. I don't want to hate on anyone. I don't. I'm not jealous. None of that.
Yeah.
But I've gone into that guy's stream. I just can't think of his name right now. And because I don't really care about saying the truth. I don't really care about that. And he had he always has a bunch of people in there. He's probably live right now. Let me check.
Maybe.
And he never, there's no engagement at all, but it's always these huge numbers. And I'm like, yeah, Spartacus.
Spartacus, you're Spartacus Live or Spartacus?
Yeah. No, Spartacus Live. And I mean, maybe if I'm wrong, I'm happy to say I'm sorry. It just looks a certain way, but yeah, dude, that guy's always whatever.
It's also been floated around that he may have a contract with Rumble too, but that's just an idea. So again, my thing with
Right.
again going back to the whole botting situation, my thing is I don't want innocent people getting caught in the crosshair and losing their accounts because a bunch of people from Rumble, don't I'm not going to say the names of those people, start complaining on X, and then the people from admin listen to it and they look and said, you know what, these people we know, we're just shut it down because it quiets down and all that stuff. And there are times where people try to say, "Hey, these people are botting," and Rumble doesn't respond. So at the end of the day, I think botting is an all-platform issue. No platform is without botting. Kick, Twitch, all this stuff, and they're trying to figure it out. But it kind of goes along with what the dead internet theory is, that sooner or later, you're probably gonna have more bots than humans, and that's more the gist of it. But platforms have to level up their technology capability to figure that out. But no, but thank you, Tassa, and don't worry about all the stuff. It's just if you have stuff to say, just say it, and thank you for saying it. Um, because of bots. Well, Beast exists because of YouTube. That's the basic of it. Mr. Beast exists because of YouTube and all the people that work with him. So, Captor, Barney, you can go ahead. I don't think you've gone
Okay.
yet. Your three, the wish list is 3 features or improvements you'd love to see implemented on your Rumble wish list.
Um, well, I kind of already talked about a little bit as far as it
API
needs an
stuff.
API because
Yeah.
with an API,
It's
everything Taser was saying as far as the interaction, it's all there. You know, um, I,
it should be kind of clarified that it should be a better formatted API, not because they already have an API, but it's not better formatted for what's needed. I would put it that
well,
way.
yeah, but I mean, it can't even. I mean, even Kick's limited API can handle a raid notification, and yet
Okay. No, I see.
Rumbles can't.
Sorry.
You
Yeah.
know, that's pretty simple
Right.
on getting a raid.
Right,
You
and
know.
I don't know Kicks or deal, so I apologize for that. But that, from my perspective, it's just they have an API, but it's not up to par compared to other places. So,
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely
go ahead.
not.
Sorry.
I don't want to have to deal with Rumble Studio at all.
For the
Simple.
creator program.
But for I don't see myself even applying for Rumble Partner because I don't want to have to deal with having to use Rumble Studio. You know, let alone having to do 5 hours of member only commitment. Now, if they have it so that with the use of I will say a proper quote unquote streaming API, live streaming API,
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely put out there things that only members can do, just like Twitch on my subs.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, I've got things that on YouTube that my members can do. My members get early access to videos and shorts and stuff like that. And on top of the fact that there's other things that they can do. Same way for Kick subs, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And there's no way for me to do that, you
Yeah.
know, and that promotes getting that, you know, and if like on Twitch, hey, you sub to me, you get no ads on my channel, and you get all these other perks, you know. If they had a version of that, even now, which they
Mm-hmm.
could do without an API,
Mm-hmm.
cool, fantastic. But it I don't know, I don't want to have to deal with Rumble Studio. It's the same reason I don't want to have to deal with TikTok Studio. I want to be able to just go to Restream, which goes to TikTok, you know, and here soon I'll be getting my own key. I can go straight to TikTok, and I won't even have to deal with going to Restream. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want those that quote middleman program. I don't want to have to deal with what Captain was saying, dealing with issues or like at least once upon a time you get to 2 hours and it stops.
Mm-hmm.
Why? It shouldn't do that when, and I don't experience that
Mm-hmm.
going directly to my static key.
Mm-hmm.
I don't experience any of those issues. No sound issues, no limitations on hours, or any of that aspect. I don't have to deal with that, at all.
Yeah.
But as far as the, I've even floated on Twitter saying, okay, well, why don't you make a customized RMTP plugin for OBS that goes just to Rumble, which can handle doing the certain things, or maybe they get partner up with Atom because the new Atom Stream Suite, you can run multiple canvases, and then we could run a canvas only going for Rumble, which is really cool. It has like another window, but it still uses the exact same resources as your main. Okay, but then I could add in Rumble only aspects. Okay, and they could partner with Atom Studio for that. The Stream Studio that they have, which would be fantastic. In fact, for you creators that you don't know, with that Atom Stream Suite, you can record every single canvas, and when you hit record, you can set up so it records all three. It's one file. Nutty on YouTube makes a script that'll break it down so that you can then put those into like DaVinci Resolve. But Atom is going to be contacting Adobe and DaVinci about adding that into their own software, because when you hit record on that, so I can record my vertical that's going to TikTok, I can record my normal stream, but I can also get this, I can record my webcam and then record the actual stream, so you can make a video long form without your webcam, without the alert. That source doesn't have the alerts on it. You see what I'm saying? For long form, but then it puts it all in one recording. It's so freaking cool. But they could partner up with Atom so that one of those could go straight to it, and then I don't have to deal with Rumble Studio. It could be direct key through that. Then how you're supposed to have the certain aspects for when you're a partner, and being able to have, if you're what do you call those, like the quests or whatever they're called, to get further monetization, that you could do that. How much money have you gave to Adobe? Not a single penny. Helix, not a single penny. But I'm just saying though that like Nutty, he made a script so that it breaks that recording down into the individuals. So then you can use whatever video editing software you want. Okay.
Right. Well, I also state that there's Beam out there as well that does like a bunch of places, and they do like a unified chat and all that stuff. So there's Beam as well. I've seen Prism Live is mentioned at times. So there are many places. I think part of the reason is it's their program, and they're trying to, maybe it's a botting, maybe it's some other thing, maybe it's just trying to the data and stuff. But I think there's some certain reason why they're forcing people to use Rumble Studio for the creator program. And again, the creator program is a volunteer thing. You don't have to be in it to earn money.
But like Tacit was saying, we don't have to do that with any other platform. That's sorry. I'm talking. I'm looking at you and talking away from my microphone. Sorry.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
But no, we don't. I don't have to do that with YouTube. I don't have to. I can do Stream Elements sponsorships on Twitch, and they go through all my other different platforms, and sometimes they click on those links on those other platforms, and boom, and the same thing could go true with Rumble, and it's just extremely frustrating. It's like they're forcing us to do it because that's what they want to do, even though no other platform forces us to do that. Well, thank you, Felix. Appreciate that.
I agree that there are certain aspects they do. Again, the premium only streams and all that stuff. Like you compare to YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you only have to serve certain metrics and or requirements, and then you're good and you get that stuff. And then I don't think you have to keep hitting them every month to keep earning monetization. It's just, it's not a clear discussion had, and it's more of just like, well, you want to be part of the creator program, and many people will join the creator program just because it's easier to get into. They'll accept the requirements just to get in. But I mean, everyone's gonna have a difference of opinion, and I think that's something that should be heard rather than just dismissed, which there does get a lot dismissed from that regard. But was there more wish list stuff you wanted to put, or was that all you had?
I'm trying to think here. Of course, I've heard many people more stability on the mobile app. I want more interaction. I do agree that even as much of a pain in the butt it is for YouTube, I don't use the one-click YouTube because I'm YouTube partnered. I have merch, and I
Mm,
want to be able to put the merch on there. So I have to go to YouTube Studio, set everything up,
mm,
put the thumbnail in there, and all that other stuff, and then okay, go live. And
mm.
because I do blurb and I have TTS, I have to hit altered voices because just in case somebody plays a Trump TTS using the Trump, and then he says
Yeah,
stuff, or you know
yeah,
what I'm saying, or Obama or
yeah,
Biden or whoever. They have
yeah,
an altered thing that I have to check mark on there just in case.
yeah.
And if that's what we have to do to get completely easily customizable, because I've tried to sit there and go in when I played a different game besides Warframe and to replace the thumbnail, I had to delete my pre-existing
Mm-hmm.
one for static and go with that. And then when I was done and going back to Warframe, I had to delete the first Ascendant one and put in a whole new Warframe one. And
It's complicated.
it's just not user. It is not user friendly.
Yep.
Honestly, like it's just not. And
Yeah.
um, well, I would at least some interactions with
With chat.
yeah, with Chad, or if you go and look on Kick from day one, you get 50 emotes that you can put in for followers, another 50 animated emotes that you can put in for people that subscribe to you, which
Mm-hmm.
is way beyond what Twitch does.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I get, and 7TV supports Kick and Twitch, so I get another 1,000 emotes through 7TV when people install the 7TV plugin on their browser.
Oh,
Another 1,000 emotes that you have access to.
that's a headache right there.
Well, no. You go in and set each one. So if you only want 10 extra, that's only 10. You
Okay.
set what those 1,000 are.
I was
Okay.
just I was just like, that's a lot of options.
No, but if you want to replace the word "the," you can go on there, search up the word "the," and then there's like 300 different emotes that people have uploaded, and you have that capability of do that.
Mhm.
But you've got that capability, and it's not live streamer friendly, and I want them to be, because I don't see YouTube becoming any more live streamer friendly than they already are. They say they're working on more things. They have the money. They could have done channel points years ago.
Well,
They've
they
done the different things that Twitch has done years ago. They want the
right.
long form money. They don't want the live money. It costs more per live
Yeah.
than it does for long form or shorts. It costs them more money because of that sustained internet bandwidth of that live.
Well, and Google at this point is global, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have backroom deals, but that's another story for another time. But no, it's yeah. There's certainly a lot to be desired.
Oh,
And go ahead.
this is the other thing. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Very
How
good.
about they contact Spotify and do what TikTok does? Okay, on TikTok, if you use Spotify, you can stream Spotify music like Captain is doing,
Yes.
and not have to worry about any DMCA. I get no DMCA issues on TikTok because they have a deal with Spotify, and they can do that on the live streams. No other music stream, no other music software, but that's only TikTok, and only TikTok does that.
Yeah. No, there's
I see that. There's potential there.
yeah.
Yes.
Licked as well would be another one to work with, but again, this is I will give some leeway to the point that maybe it's because there are companies out there that just don't like what Rumble's trying to do and all the politics stuff. But it kind of goes to the point I've said earlier, like from Taz and stuff, is that Rumble's not apolitical. It's political on on one side.
Well,
More.
yeah, and I was going to mention that too. And
Yeah.
I don't allow on my game streams. I don't allow politics. The closest we came to was when the assassination attempt on Trump, because that is a world thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
President.
Yes.
did not talk politics while doing that live stream playing Warframe, because
Mhm.
technically that can get me a 24-hour suspension on Twitch if I did that and I wasn't under the political tag. Okay, so if I was under the Warframe
Interesting.
tag, okay, I can get 24-hour banned from Twitch if I do that.
That's weird. Oh, it's more of just like it's.
Well, same thing for hot tub, or like if I want to be in my swimsuit, I have to be near a body of water. There has to be some kind of water near me. Then I can be in a swimsuit.
Oh,
but
look,
if I want to go topless,
there's a body of water.
No. It has to be like one of those.
Please don't put on the bikini, man. Please.
No, right? You have to
My
have
eyes
a kiddie
couldn't take
pool. You have to have a kiddie pool or be outside near the pool for me in order for me to do that, or for women to be in a bikini. They have to be there. Otherwise, they have to put themselves in a hot tub category, which also means no ad revenue. Sexualized income, no ad revenue. Politics, no ad revenue. But I mean, that's beside that point. But there are so many ways that they can do to support the live streams, and they could really grow. And what I have a feeling that's going to happen, because in case you guys didn't know, Elon Musk on X wants to start up a competitor to Twitch through X. There'll be a button you hit, and then bam, you go to all the game streaming, and he wants to do a free speech live streaming through X, like Twitch. And I just saw a post. He's hiring people to do it, and whether you agree with his politics, again, I'm not talking politics. Asmongold's already volunteered to stream exclusively to him at least 2 days a week if he does this with the proper API and everything else. And if he does that, dude, I mean, Rumble right now is way ahead of X. But if X does that, Rumble will be an afterthought for gaming.
Well, but the problem is still X's censorship on things, which there still is.
Yeah, and I have receipts to prove their censorship has not changed.
Right. So there is that point, and it's not just Captain Tor. There are other people too. It's spread out, but it varies. And so one person can't define the whole. But if you get enough, you'll start finding the data that maybe there's a mixture of both, and so that I'd be wary of. But I have seen that discussion happen before. And I remember Asmongold replying to that, but until they get there, it's really just talk, and they really need to get there.
I actually saw a thing put out by Twitter where they were hiring, and the exact things they were hiring for would be for that. And they're actually put that on. Hey, if you'd like a job, we're hiring for these jobs. And like, holy crap, they're starting it. Except for now, they've got somebody worth the richest man in the world with the money behind it, so that they could end up jumping forward. And that'd be a sad thing to see, because overall I do like Rumble. Obviously there's lots of things that can improve and stuff like that, but I just feel like they're putting so much time and effort into Rumble Studio. Could you imagine if they put that much time into getting a full conventional live streaming API? We'd already have it. We already have it.
Well, it's not that. It's they're putting much more time in the Rumble wallet, and because we'll get to the Rumble Studio.
Why? But anyway, why put the money? I don't know.
It's their product, basically.
I know.
But if that's all you had, we'll kind of move. We'll kind of move on. I'll be the last of it. But for my things, for the thank you, Helix, for that. Scripture. Oh, thank you, Helix. Much appreciated. But for my end, for 3 features or improvements I'd like to see, one is, of course, a spokesperson. Really would love Rumble to have some form of unified messaging, because sure, their mission statement may be unifying, but the way they speak on Twitter X and the way they communicate is not unified. So it'd really be nice if they could have something unified for that arena. So unified messaging, a spokesperson, would be something beneficial. 2 is would have been Rumble Studio stuff, but that kind of leads into the Canvas 2.0, but we'll get to that point. But 2 for me would be, again, platform stability, getting that better, getting so that it's not freezing as much. There you go for that. And then number 3 is just, I guess I will kind of use what I had the issues for to this, is like getting support to be in a better place, because that's a place to compete on as well, right? You hear about, what's the saying, like customer service, there's there's a saying about customer service, getting it better, whatever. But it's really something that Rumble could get better at if they were willing to do so. But it doesn't feel like they're willing to do so because they already have enough people saying, "Oh, it works so well." Yeah, but you still have people fall through the cracks, and Rumble support really needs to, like, they need more people to be able to respond in 24 hours. There shouldn't be 72 hours. There shouldn't be a week. Oh, look at that. Bin got it. Thank you,
Oh.
Dual Helix. There shouldn't be a week. There shouldn't be days. There shouldn't be a week. It shouldn't be months. They should get back within at least 24 to 72 hours and have that be that. The longest I would think they could go is a week, and that's just an extreme. But they should really be getting back to people, whether it be payment, whether it be this or that. They need that information. And there were times people when the Rumble wallet came out, there was people trying to ask support and they didn't really know much information about certain things. So like there's issues there too. So for me, my three things.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, I don't know if there's anything wrong with it. It's just it's on an arm. So, but my three things are: the need a spokesperson, unifying the message of Rumble. Two, they could get better with support, so maybe hiring more people, getting better technology to handle it, maybe using that Northern Data stuff that they paid for, and three, platform stability. I know that might be a little more difficult because they are not on scale with other places, but streamlining it well enough that there are less freezes or lags would be beneficial in that regard. And like you said, it does cost money, so maybe having upload speed for edited video and shorts to be quicker would be nice. I know there's the small things, there's small pebbles they could work on that could help that. Sure, tell me, yeah, they should, but I doubt they will. Because all this stuff. I don't know what you mean about the mic thing situation, Barney. I don't. It's working.
No. Every time you touch it, we can hear it.
And, like when I. Yeah,
we can hear your fingers every time you touch it. You slightly move it. We can hear it. There's some software that's free and it completely takes all that out and everything. That's all I was referring to. I just didn't put that out there in the regular chat. I just put that there for you.
I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, well, it's like I also have it up here at times and I have here, so it's possible like rubbing against my beard.
You like here? Look at mine.
Big stick beards.
You don't hear it.
Oh yeah. Oh, feel it, chat. Feel it.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I've got two microphones on this.
Oh, he's double teaming it.
Yes, I am.
He's double teaming it. That's when you know you have a man right there. Is when he does.
No, they're both XLR mics. I have the second one for voice changer, so that on channel points they can change my voice to where I'm like really deep or to a baby voice, or they can even change me into a girl voice. Very sus. Most of the people don't like it, but still they can do that.
I'm waiting for.
Right.
It's called a free flow. It's called the free flowing conversational show for a reason. There, Fi. I don't know what your problem is. But thank you for that. I appreciate that. But again, that's my three things. And with that, I think we'll conclude the three questions part. But before we get to like chat questions, I did want to speak about two things that are coming out from mobile. One has an assured date, and the other is sort of in the air. But the one thing that's coming out is next week on the 4th, at least by what they say, is shorts. So since you're all here, I figured I'd give an opportunity to like kind of speak your piece on that, to see what you think and your thoughts. And if that's a good thing, bad thing, that's up to you. But Tacit, I don't know if you want to speak on that, but I'll start with you first if you want to talk about the shorts that's upcoming on the 4th.
I think, excuse me, overall it'll probably eventually be a net win for Rumble. I think it's a good thing. If only because they said they've been saying they were going to do it for so long.
Oh yeah.
And now they're finally doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, what'd you say?
No, I was just gonna say it's a very long foreplay. They were playing foreplay for a long time, and then like, hey, we're bringing it up. It's like, yeah, great. I've already been done. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's it's been a long time coming. But I think overall it's a good thing. Overall it's a good thing. I think there's bigger issues than that. Like I was just saying, and I don't think that those bigger issues are being addressed by adding shorts. And there's also going to be a separate creator program for shorts, or so
Yeah,
I saw,
yeah,
which is interesting.
yeah. The CEO said that. The CEO basically said that. So yes, that is coming from the top down. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, I'll have to see what the story is with that. But like I said, overall, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Good thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, and I've seen many of that too. Captain Tor, what are your thoughts on the shorts? Rumble adding shorts.
My difference of opinion to everybody else is that shorts is really a non-issue for me.
Okay.
It's really a non-issue. All of my content I create, pretty much I'm a live streamer. Shorts really wouldn't do anything for me. And they don't. I see shorts on YouTube. I don't really see them. I don't really see a benefit to shorts on YouTube. A lot of the stuff I see on shorts on YouTube is mostly brain rot and doom scrolling type stuff. So I mean, again, shorts are not it's a non-issue for me.
Okay.
I really don't have anything to do with it. It really won't change my game at all. It won't change whatever I do at all. I mean, some of you it might benefit. I just don't see any benefit to me, and I don't really care for it. So
that's understandable. No
I
worries,
kind of agree with Tessin that I think there's bigger issues, more important issues than shorts. So that's just me.
If they were willing to put time in to make Rumble Wallet, then I guess big issues are not big to them. So we'll just leave it at that. But thank you, Captain Tor, for your perspective. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Barney, what would you like? I don't know if you saw the news, but Rumble Shorts is coming out on the 4th. At least that's what the CEO said. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any thoughts?
Okay, if they do it properly, big if here, especially on the mobile side, that's the biggie. Whether they put a line of shorts here and there, like every 3 or 4 lines, like they do on YouTube, they could do that. Fine, whatever. I don't care. You can keep scrolling if you want to. The big thing is as for creators, and Captain, I beg to differ with you on the shorts, because talking with you before this all started, I can tell your personality would be absolutely fantastic, and you would rip the crap out of me on shorts. if that's the way that you are on your stream,
you need to tune into one of my streams then.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You have to, if you get those clips, and you can start out with just doing your own editing on that. I actually make more money on shorts than I do on my live streams, and then henceforth the long form after that. On my shorts on YouTube than I actually make on my long form and my live streams, with the exception of super chats, memberships, blah 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 blah, and all that stuff. Okay. Regularly, I'm getting shorts at 1,100 views, 1,200 views. I've had some go as high as 600,000 or 700,000 views. Not 600,000. I'm sorry, 6,000 views. That 6,000 view short was a random clip that I hit with my stream deck for Twitch. I clipped it. I spent 30 seconds editing it in Twitch, uploaded it, and I made $2.75 off that one short. Now, that's just one short, and it's $2.75. That's more than I make on my live streams for just advertising revenue. And so that, and by the way that you were talking and acting and everything else, and I have a good feeling that's the way that you are on stream. That's where I said I beg to differ, because if Rumble does shorts properly and then gets that onto the mobile, whether they do live vertical is beside the point.
Right.
Okay. We're talking just shorts at this point. We're not even talking live vertical.
Right.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
a whole
maybe I'll
other
consider it.
that's a whole other bag of cats to deal with. But dude,
Then maybe I might consider it.
I would seriously say if it correlates Rumble size to YouTube size and everything else, you could end up making more money on Rumble on the shorts if done properly than you're making on your long form, especially when it comes to ad revenue. Because you're absolutely hilarious, and if that correlates into your stream in the shorts, you could end up making more money if Rumble does it properly. Absolutely. Like I said, I get more views and follows from my shorts on YouTube, or people coming from TikTok to my Twitch because of what I upload to YouTube than I get off my long forms. And even if it's a matter of driving people to your live stream, you see what I'm saying, Captain? That in itself can be worth its weight in gold. Even if you're not getting tons of views off your Rumble short, if you get a couple of people, like me, that then follow you and then maybe periodically, sub, whatever, that's why I multi-stream to 7 platforms, because ultimately they end up coming to my main platform. It's free advertising usually to come to my main platform.
What do you consider your main platform? Sorry, I just wanted to ask.
Twitch.
Okay.
It's got the most interaction. I make the most money on Twitch, and all that stuff. I made anywhere from $300 to $1,500 a month on Twitch.
It's not a better deal. Well, just Sax's kids.
And I work a full-time job as a truck driver. I work for FedEx Freight as a full-time truck driver. But yeah, your shorts would be absolutely hilarious, Captain. So I mean, oh, absolutely. And here's the thing. And if it works on Rumble, I would seriously consider you putting those over on YouTube. Just because of the fact that, more visibility, more potential for income.
There's a reason I don't do YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it does directly relate to why we have Rumble. And it is politics.
Okay. I don't do politics. I don't do politics.
I don't do politics either. I don't do politics as much, but the politics are the reason I'm here on Rumble. Politics is the reason why I chose to be Rumble exclusive.
Okay.
X has burned me. X has burned me with enough. The X has burned me with enough notes, I should say. Enough censorship.
I would say I don't talk politics at all, because if I talk politics, I could very well end up alienating 50% of my audience, and that's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Whether I'm being right, left, or middle, I've got friends on the right. I've got friends on the left for my stream. I've got friends in the middle. I've got friends ultra right, ultra left. We don't talk politics. We talk, hey, how do we kill the bad guys? Look fantastic doing it for Fashion Frame and Warframe. That's what it is.
Right, and that's understandable. You play to what keeps you with your stuff, because I mean, again, doesn't matter the platform. You play to what keeps you. If you make this a sort of an earning thing, like an earning gig, you're gonna play to what keeps that money coming, because some people build their lives on it, and they've got to keep that money coming in. But no, it's definitely going to be something with Rumble Shorts, and thank you for sharing your perspective on that. But from my perspective, for Rumble Shorts, in agreement with Tess, it has been a long time coming. Probably close to 2 years that has been asked for time and time again. When is Shorts coming? When is Shorts coming? Keeping getting promised by the CEO himself and the head of product, Rick, and so many others. At the end of the day, it's something that's coming. My issue is still the thing that's still been the issue all along. Well, I'm cautiously optimistic. One, this is the first time I've ever seen them given a date to something. Right?
Really?
Yeah. Nice. This is the first time I've ever seen them give a date to when something is coming out. So beforehand, it's sort of like, oh, it's coming out soon. It's coming out next month, all this stuff. But this is when they're giving a date, February 4th. That's a first. I've not seen that being on this platform. The point of the matter, though, is that it still has to come out on the 4th for me to accept it as believable, right? And it has to work. That's the other part.
Helix Rumble. I'm sorry.
What? Oh,
I was responding to Helix there in chat. I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're fine. But the point of the matter is that this will be interesting. If it comes out in the 4th and it works well, that's great. If it comes out sort of 50-50 on it working, it's like with anything that comes out in the first iteration, they have to work on it. But then again, there have been a lot of things that came out on the first iteration on the Rumble side, and they're still on the first iteration. So it's a bit finicky with this platform, but if they keep to the date and they bring it out, at least they kept to the date and brought it out, and that'll be quite a bit of a first. And the second thing I wanted to bring up, you're chatting within.
I know.
Okay. But the second thing I wanted to bring up, and this is something that's been mentioned, is Canvas 2.0. Now, obviously, there's Direct on Rumble Studio. And so that's more of like an RTMP hooking into OBS and all this stuff. But this is Canvas. This is what I'm using right now is Canvas. So technically, Canvas 2.0 is coming out. There's supposed to be more stuff with it, but there's not really been given much information other than the video. Some people are testing it. Others, I don't know what the qualifications are to test it, but it's certainly not out there for everyone to try it out yet. So for right now. I don't know how many of you use Rumble Studio. I know you don't, Barney, so I'll probably sidestep it unless you want to answer it from your perspective. But Tacit, do you use Rumble Studio, and what do you think about the Canvas 2.0?
I do use Rumble Studio for streaming on Rumble only. I found that their multi-streaming option is lackluster at best.
Yeah, compared to others, yeah.
Yeah, but the Canvas 2.0, I don't even know what it is, man.
Well, it was just announced a week or two ago by Rick, and that's another thing too. Communication, like it shouldn't just be on X; it should be on the platform too. Because right now, I've seen Rumble has a notification bar on top when you come to the platform. At times, they did it for the Tate fight, and they did it for Rumble Wallet. I'm like, that would be something they could use.
What is it?
Canvas 2.0 is an upgrade of what is now. They only showed a video. It'd take too long to find it, but it's basically just upgrading what is now. So hopefully,
what for the podcast side of it?
Yes. Yeah. There's direct.
Okay. Yeah, I know what it is then. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good for them. Good for them. I don't really use it. I mean, for someone like you, who does, I'm hopefully the next iteration of it is allows you to do some of the things you want to do, makes the UI of it look a little better, a little cleaner, and more for the I think the audience. It would be, I think it would be improved, depending on what they do with it. But for someone like me, I'm a gaming streamer, right? So I don't do any of this. I don't do any of the podcast stuff unless I'm coming on a show like yours.
Which I'm always grateful, by the way, so thank you.
Yeah, 3 hours, man.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah, clearly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very grateful to be invited back. But I hope, all updates, or not all updates, but, all improvements are a good thing. But I don't really have an opinion on it because I don't use it.
Right.
But hopefully for you, it does some of the things you want it to do and makes you happy.
Well, just it being free alone is enough. But yeah, there's certain things I hope to do. But we'll get to my perspective later. But thank you for that, Tessa. And yeah, I think I agree that upgrades are great, but they need to have strategic updates. Here's one of the things I really like them to do. So when they do an update for something, right, like the platform or for Rumble Studio, whatever, I wish they would set aside some time that they would shut that thing down, like how Fortnite does it. If anyone's ever played Fortnite, they have a little thing in the corner that says servers will be shut down for like half an hour to an hour.
Yeah, pretty much all your live service
like
games.
TikTok Oracle should have done when Oracle migrated to the U.S. servers. Everybody was getting 0 viewers on their live streams because they insisted on doing it while live, without shutting down. They should have said, "Hey, we're shutting down live streaming for 2 days so we can migrate."
I do agree. that they should have better communication. Remember when they did that? They made it so you had to do those ads.
Yes.
Creator
Ad reads.
program,
Yep.
and then they had Lumpy Potato running interference for them right
Oh.
afterward.
All the gaming ambassadors were doing damage control, and that
Yeah.
was a wrong. That was wrong on Rumble for
That
having
was
that.
definitely wrong. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, you have no idea how much I wanted to just eviscerate those people in chat, but
I'd be
you
right
know,
there with you. Yeah.
I just didn't. I figured it wasn't good for the brand. It wasn't good for the Tacit Mortem brand to
Yeah.
go after him.
Hmm.
But I hate when people do that. Like I hate when people just like how much are they paying you, man? How much are they paying you to shill for them like this? I hope it's a lot, and I mean that. I swear to God, I hope it's a lot.
10
I hope you're
cents a
getting
minute.
paid well.
10 cents a minute.
I hope you're getting paid well, because if people make mistakes, if they do things, it was just it. Yeah, it was a bad look. I wish they did updates differently, or these new things they're doing, they would announce it somewhere other than X and be a little bit more, I don't know, professional with their updates.
Yep.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
And I dig the whole pirate aspect to it, where they're doing things a little differently than YouTube and all that. I get that, and I like that. But yeah, whenever I think of them announcing new stuff, I was like, I knew the shoe would drop eventually.
Yeah.
Like I knew they would require something at some point,
Mhm.
because you can't just keep handing out a couple $100 to people who aren't really earning that money.
Mhm.
And I don't mean earning as in, of course, everybody's investing their time, including myself. But I knew something was going to happen. So, but the way they did it was just, man, it was scummy.
It was downright. One, it was dumb, and two, it would just show that they just don't have great communication. And while I'll give them credit for the small things, I'm still gonna be that person that says, you know what, this was shite, and you guys need to get better with your communication. And I don't know if they're getting there yet. So it'll be time.
Well, I mean, they didn't even respond to you, did they? They never said anything to you.
In the past,
I mean, yes or no?
I once was getting a sort of response, but I don't get response anymore for any data I put out.
I mean, when that whole thing went down with the adding the ads to be part of the creator program, I remember you were one of the people who were, including myself to a degree, were vocal about yo, you could handle this a little bit better.
I did. I was talking to Vapin, because Vapin was gaming ambassador, one of the gaming ambassadors at the time. I was asking him, and they knew. So from what I remember, Vapin saying they kind of knew something was coming, but they didn't know it was coming.
Damn, they didn't know either. Holy.
Yeah, and they didn't. And that was something like, wait, you kind of knew something was coming, but you guys didn't know it was coming. So basically, you're doing damage control for a platform that should have better communication with its users. Yeah, that kind of goes to show
I feel
that
bad for Vapin.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
Yeah, it really is. It really was dumb. I don't know.
Who are their gaming ambassadors now? I apologize for continuing to interrupt you, by the way.
None. There are no more gaming ambassadors. Supposedly, they may be making a comeback later on, but right now there are no gaming ambassadors. That's done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't really, no offense to them, but there wasn't really much for them to do anyway.
Yeah. They didn't need 5 people to be their gaming ambassador.
Yeah.
That was the dumb part.
Yeah.
And they were all people that were well known within the community. I'm like, you probably should just only had one person, like Barney here. Barney has a point. Rumble should have a community manager that handles all news and releases, almost like a game company. CEO should not be say all that, and unless,
wasn't that kind of the same thing you said, right? That
yeah,
it's better communication. Yeah, spokesperson, exactly. Yeah. But he's right. You're right, Barney.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. Oh, community manager, yeah, but then again, you have Twitch, who has so many different community things and whatnot. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I agree with that remark. And you say community manager, I say spokesperson. Either way, they need someone with
the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
They need a unifying message. Captain Tor, do you use Rumble Studio, and what are your thoughts?
I use Rumble Studio if I'm doing collaboration streams.
Okay.
I've done a few, don't do a lot.
Okay.
I usually if I'm on on a simultaneous stream with somebody else. The last simultaneous stream I had was probably last Sunday. I was Elemental MJ and I had a collaborative stream, and that was his stream, not mine. Um, as far as Canvas goes, as long as the user interface becomes a little bit more user friendly,
Yeah.
I still think Rumble Studio's user interface isn't very friendly sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gets, again, I don't want to keep beating the dead horse about it playing with my audio, but it has done it. So I mean, it's like if they would give me some option in the audio menu to say, hey, don't automatically adjust my volume for me, let me do that on my own, I think I would use it probably a little bit more often. As far as, like I say, Canvas 2.0 goes, like I said, as long as the user experience becomes a bit more friendly and easier, I think I would probably use it more often. Otherwise, I do straight key and password to Rumble or to OBS and stream via OBS straight to Rumble. And most of my solo streams, I just do it that way. It's kind of one of those things I've kind of drilled myself into doing it, and since it's easy and it works, I kind of stick to it.
Yeah, and that's
but I do like the fact that at least Rumble Studio gives me that countdown timer and then boom, you're live. Whereas I do it the other way, the old-fashioned way, and I'm kind of guessing, well, am I live yet or am I not? Yeah. Is it going to keep playing that preloader for a while yet, or is it going to actually just go straight into my stream? And like I said, sometimes it cuts a little bit of my intro off because it's still playing the loader, and then the delay. Oh, here you go. Now you're live.
Yeah.
It's kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah. And that's understandable, but yeah, no, there's definitely some parts in there. Yeah, that certainly can.
Well, like I said, as long as Canvas 2.0 makes the user experience here a bit more friendly, I would look forward to that.
Okay. No, and that's understandable. And thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your perspective, Captain Tor.
Thank you.
It's up to you, Barney, if you want to answer that. I'm pretty sure you're just like F it, but you're welcome to answer this question.
Well, no, I tried 4 times and it doesn't go there. It goes straight to okay. I use multi-meld for the middleman. Okay. And it just simply, I send one stream to it and then it sends it out to however many other platforms that I want.
Right.
That's it. There's no inner, we'll set a title. No, you still got to make sure all that's done yourself. This is just a simple resend it back out. And I tried it, saying the settings that they wanted to do, okay, here's the links and put that in. Nothing. Going to Rumble. So I put it back. Okay, fine. Static key. I tried it a couple different times. I couldn't get it to go into there because I'm not going to send. I don't have the upload bandwidth to be able to send a dedicated stream to Stream Studio and then Stream Studio to Rumble. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Okay. So even using multi-meld to send it to Studio, no. I tried 4 different times. It just does not work. Yeah, I can stream to TikTok. Not TikTok. I can stream to any platform through Meld, any of them. Well, multi-meld.
Yeah.
By the way, Meld is a great software if you have a basic stream or low mid-grade stream.
Okay.
You get to mid or higher, no. Multi-stream, like if you use Stream Elements and you got 4 browser sources because you have Twitch, YouTube, Trovo, Kick, whatever, that's 4 browser sources. That's per scene, per vertical, horizontal. Dude, I had like 54 browser sources going dude, Meld was using 70% of my CPU. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Forget this, But I've got an Evolve stream.
Okay.
So, but if you're a beginner, hey, it works fantastic. It's great software. But I could never get the studio to work. So it's like, well, if I can't get the studio to work, it's kind of a moot point on me whether I've got this hang up of having the 5 hours premium only, which we're not even sure really how I would do that since I multi-stream to 7 platforms. I multi-stream to the other platforms.
Mm.
But yeah, I just couldn't get it to work.
No, and that
inside my setup. So I just went straight back to a static key. And I've got my pre-done thing for Warframe that's already there, and the static key puts it in there, and I'm set and done, and I don't have to worry about like Tacit having to make sure it's changed every single time. But I don't really do other games besides Warframe, so it's not that big of a big deal there. But well, no, I'm averaging almost like 100 viewers an hour on Twitch. Why would I mean,
yeah.
If I go to another game, I'm going to be dropped down to like 15.
Yeah, well, it's again, it's just the whole market thing. People come to see you for that thing. Why drop it for something else?
Yeah. And if I did, I would split it up like one or 2 days, something else for the rest of the week being Warframe. If I were to do that, but. Yeah. Which ironically, since I made partner, like, oh, are you going to stream other games? Like, no, I really enjoy playing Warframe. But if I can't get it to work, then it's a whole moot point on, that's why I'm so frustrated, because I would like to partake in that.
Yeah.
But also doing the 5 hours only to premium. If they're talking to where I can, and correct me if I'm wrong, that means I can't be streaming to any other platforms.
Correct.
During that, okay. So then now that means I have to set up either a different profile in OBS or a completely different software, like say Meld, for going just to Meld for those 5 hours, of which all my other stuff that they would normally see, they have no access to. Which, by the way, Tacit, for my blurb, I have a thing that goes off about every 10 minutes on timer. You can set it up so it's a web address for blurb. Any platform, they click on it, boom. They can then use channel points or whatever to play blurbs.
Yeah, I know. I have the same thing.
Yeah.
But again, people don't want to do that. They just want to be able to do it on stream.
Right.
But yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm a Twitch partner, YouTube partner, and Kick partner. I don't have to do anything like that with anybody else.
Yeah.
Give me reasons for my community on Rumble to be a member, like with YouTube or Twitch and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Let me give them opportunities to do things that non-members can't do. And when the non-members see that, it's more incentive to be a member. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
exactly.
And it's just a funny thing too, because I know there will be some people from the community be like, you know what? It's on you to make that happen, not Rumble. I'm like, yeah, Rumble wants people to come to its platform, so I think it's more on Rumble than it is in the creator. Yeah, there's a symbiosis, sure, because creators need a platform, and a platform needs creators, and that gets the viewership and stuff. But at the end of the day, platforms have to create the thing that people want to come to. Otherwise, they're no better than like BitChute or Odyssey. At this point, they're just wisps in a wind. Rumble's just out there because of the political stuff mostly, and while they may have Doc on their platform, Doc really is more like, hey, Seda, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, good sir. Doc is really just collecting his paycheck at this point. But he does a pretty good job for what he does.
I absolutely agree with you on there. It just like me, I've had 2 streams on Kick, and I'm on the Kick partner program, but I'm on the multi-streaming, so I only get half of my KPP.
Yeah, I remember them saying that. Yeah.
And I've already made $1.77. I know it's not much, okay?
Yeah,
small, big money.
But I've made that in 2 days. You know what I've made on Rumble in a year and a half?
What?
$8.75.
Wow, 2.5.
And I've made 25% of what I made in Rumble on Kick in 2 days. versus it's frustrating. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, no, hey, you're not. Again, that's why I do this thing, man. Because I'm here to hear about that. I'm here to collect that, and I'm here to show people that while there are a lot of people in the community that are very honky dory about stuff, there are still issues that are not being touched on or discussed on. I think the biggest conversation is that there's not real discussion. It's more of just like tribal discussion, and then yes, and then Super Sato on the YouTube side says, yeah, Rumble only alive due to the political right there, due how YouTube was censoring. Yeah, well, again, people will still go back to YouTube regardless of the AI moderation thing. Why is that? Because YouTube offers things that just other platforms don't. Yeah,
dude, yeah, Dara, dude, YouTube Premium, $13.99 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allows me to download the videos, and I get YouTube Music included.
Yeah.
And I actually like YouTube Music better than I like Spotify. I don't have Spotify because I do song requests, and Spotify is much easier to do song requests with than YouTube Music.
And there are a lot and big musicians are on YouTube. They put all their music videos, they put all their music stuff on there. So that's like the biggest collection of a music box you could have, and it's pretty much of almost every song out there, including international music. So yeah, they have them beat.
I will say this.
Sure.
Let's get the quality of the ads on Rumble better. Some of the ads that I've seen on Rumble, they scream late 70s, mid 80s.
Uh-huh.
I mean, have you seen them, right? You've seen them, right?
I have Rumble Premium, so I don't see them. No.
Oh God, no, dude. These are, oh my
I've heard the stories,
God,
though, yeah.
the ads look so cheaply made. Dude, I do better on mine. Dude, they need to be higher quality. They need to put a quality requirement on the ads. I don't think anybody's looking at them.
I think the part of that problem, and this is something I think is out of the hands, is just that companies may not be willing to work with them. Part of it probably being the politics, part of it being different pieces of it, but like there are like, I think Netflix did ads on here a few times and all this stuff, but I think it's part of it is just of what Rumble is, and some of those companies don't want to work with them. So there is that point that I'd like to make, but I'm not going to put it all on that. I'm just saying that could be a reason why some of the ads are more like AI-ish, because I've heard the stories. I have Rumble Premium, so I don't see them, but I've heard the stories.
How about a slogan? Rumble, where everyone's welcome. It's free speech. Technically, yeah, everybody's welcome. Because everybody that I've talked to that even somewhat knows about Rumble. Oh, that's an all right platform.
It's the politics.
But again, they've got Rumble Gaming, and now they're adding shorts. They're going beyond the right politics. So so then, hey, everybody's welcome. That makes sense. Get away from being known as the political frickin' streaming website, even though that's allowed. It is, and it should be. It should be. You can't have, I want to do gaming, I want to be known for shorts and do all this stuff, and we're doing crypto, even though nobody really else does crypto except for some shady style games and stuff like that.
Very shady.
Yeah.
Yes. And they need to not be known for just right politics. They need to be known for all politics, the free speech. Everyone is welcome. Yeah. And then, hey, we've got gaming, we've got shorts. You see what I'm saying? That's where, like for my gaming, we don't talk politics. Why? Because that alienates half your audience.
Mm-hmm.
If you're known as the right website, the left ain't going to come over.
Well, but vice versa, though, as well. If you're known as a left website, the right don't come over.
Yeah,
absolutely correct.
Why? Because the left usually gets the right kicked. This is what happened with YouTube. This is why Rumble's bread and butter is, unfortunately, right-leaning politics, because that's what saved Rumble from oblivion.
Well, yeah, but now tides are shifting. To me, it needs to be everybody's welcome, because everybody is welcome. It's free speech.
Right, and I agree with that too. I think everybody should be welcomed, or you should have, again, if you're going to be free speech, it's all
everybody's welcome.
It's
Yeah, it has to be.
it's either an all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's either all or nothing.
Absolutely, Captain. Absolutely. It's all or
I
nothing.
I think the problem of it is they've painted themselves in the corner with what makes their bread and butter, and
Yes.
they're not, because again, Dan Bongino has a bit of a stake in Rumble, so they're going to promote the person who has given them the most money, and what makes them the most money. So what keeps their light on most of the time is most likely politics.
It
But
does. It's what keeps the lights
But
on. It's going to be Dan Bongino. It's going
I
to be
know
Steven Crowder. It's going to be Russell
it
Brand.
is. But
You
I
know,
don't honestly. I don't think that they would have a problem. I really
Right.
don't if they rebranded like everyone is welcome.
Yeah,
Because
no,
that
I
still
agree. Yeah,
includes the right. It
Yeah.
does, but that helps us gamers. You see, like us guys, that helps Captain. That helps Tacit. I mean, that helps me
yeah,
because then people would no longer be known as just right because they are gearing themselves up for everybody, but they're not changing their public persona while they're doing it. They need to change their public persona, in my opinion, while they're doing all that because people aren't going to. Because anybody that does know Rumble from my spectrum is, oh, that's the right wing streaming site,
yeah.
and
well, versus YouTube, which is left leaning.
yeah,
You know,
and
but that's okay. But it's okay for YouTube to be left leaning and ban people, but it's not okay for Rumble to be right leaning. I'm kind of confused.
I personally think it's wrong for any streaming site or anything to ban somebody just for their political beliefs, period, whether right or left. You ban them because of the actual things that they say. If they dox somebody, if they tell them to go hurt somebody, you know what I mean? That is bannable to me on any platform. And they should be banned if they do that kind of thing. Otherwise, it doesn't matter to me whether you're right wing, left wing, central. It doesn't, as long as you're not breaking the law. To me, I don't care.
Right.
That's my standpoint. Because we're human, we all have that, but you can't break the law. I mean,
Right. Yeah, obviously. But there's been many on some streams.
Yes, you are right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the end of the day, though, it's on Rumble to make that change happen, and unfortunately, their CEO, who is the head point of it, because it's not very apolitical. And I'm not saying he can't have his free speech and say what he wants, but if he keeps pointing in one direction and he's not much apolitical, then that's going to be another issue. I know Super Sato on YouTube says, I think Rumble needs to improve how you upload and do anything on as a creator. Kiss, I think we've said that they need to user complexity is a little difficult. They need to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And then he says also for end users, they need to make it more user friendly so that people want to use it more. Exactly. Many people. So here's how I see it, right? This is how I simplified it. One, it is twice as hard to promote Rumble because, again, of what we've talked about, how they see it more as a political place. And two, it is twice as hard to use the platform because of the difficulties of the tech side of it in different fashions, like the static key and all these other different points. It's not simple in those formats. It's very much like almost up to like 5 to 6 different clicks in order to get something going, or work or whatever. And then Saito says, and Rumble should try to get more YouTubers to come to Rumble, such as well. At a certain point, he Asmongold did mention Rumble, but he ultimately went to Kick, and part of it is he'll probably ask for a lot of money that Rumble's not willing to spend, which is understandable. But I mean, again, they did get Doc, so I don't know how much money.
No, that's the thing though. He got no money from Kick.
Well, Twitch.
They gave him content creator right off the bat. Of course,
Yeah.
obviously he's freaking huge.
Yeah,
and I think any big streamer like that would. I don't begrudge them. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't begrudge them. They've got way bigger numbers than any of us here. But yeah, he didn't get paid any money. All he got was partner, like exactly what I have now. He got Kick partner right off the bat. But the other aspect is that they've got an API and they got the different stuff. They've got a little bit more. They've got a more advanced API than what Rumble does. And we've talked about that many different times.
Yeah, exactly.
Those big streamers have to have APIs for managing all that different stuff for all their admins and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And Fight Like Hell says, consistency is all I ask. Give us this this day our daily mask, and by mask I mean unmasked for political candor. If only Rumble were consistent, implying and ignoring its own TOS. That I can again. We talked about someone who got. I mentioned someone who got banned for being falsely accused for botting, and a few hours after that was happening on X, he got his account deleted. Probably wasn't even a few hours. It probably was just like an hour after he was accused by certain creators from Rumble on X. He got his account deleted by
Dude,
Rumble.
we have that going on over here on Twitch. Big creators. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get political.
Yep.
That literally other streamers are getting 7-day ban fors and stuff like that, and they've got Twitch mods in the chat,
right,
and not getting banned hardly ever.
uh-huh.
And yet you've got the Twitch CEO saying, "Oh, I love that streamer," and it's like, what are you even doing? But that's one of the reasons why X pretty much got rid of all their mods with AI. They got community note people because he couldn't control the ones that were right or left wing from banning people from the opposite side because of human nature. And then you've got to deal with people being falsely banned. Unfortunately, it's an evil period. Whether you're on the right, whether you're in the left, different platforms, it all sucks.
And Super Sato added, and also bots. There's too many bots. Again, Kick has been accused of that. Twitch, I think, is trying to work on that, and all that stuff. So it's not just the Rumble thing, but I can understand because you either get comments or in chat where that has happened. So,
dude, Twitch. Even though I have it turned off, I have it turned off that anybody can see my stream. And you can't see my stream if you're not signed in.
Yeah, I think
you can't chat. You can't chat in the stream, and they don't count anybody that is not signed in as a viewer at all. And they changed that on their end. You must have an account to be even considered to be a viewer. That's one of the big things, because now all those chatbot companies, they had to go through and actually make, you know what I mean, make full on accounts for all those bots and everything else. It's kind of funny. Sorry.
No, but I mean, it's a company trying to find a way of getting around that. So, but sooner or later, the other side's going to figure out ways to get through that too, and it's just going to be a uphill battle from there. But regardless, so again, this is the last point. I'm going to set aside some time for anyone in chat. If you in chat have issues or questions or issues you'd like to add to the mix, you are more than welcome to. It doesn't matter if you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side. I'll give you like a minute or two if you guys want to start doing that. But beyond that point, after that, we're going to start winding down and heading out, and go from there. So if again, on the Rumble side or YouTube side, if you do have things to add, like do you have issues of your own that you experience, perspectives, wish list stuff you'd like to add, the floor is yours, and then I'll make sure that's added to the list. So, but yeah, Super Sato says, yeah, when I stream on YouTube, I rarely see bots, which again they have the technology for, more technology. But Rumble is bad, and Twitch the same, rarely, and Kick is too many bots. Yeah, I have seen that. But yeah,
you got to remember though, Kick is where Twitch used to be, except we have all this new technology with botters that didn't exist back on Justin TV.
Oh yeah,
that's the big difference that people. Because remember, most people don't even know that Kick is getting the underpinnings from Twitch from AWS services. That's one reason why Kick looks so much like Twitch. They actually lease the underbelly of Twitch from AWS services, Amazon Web Services, but it doesn't come with all the integrations that Twitch already has.
Right.
But yeah, today it is horrible starting up a new service.
Yeah.
Because there's so much technology out there. The companies like YouTube, Twitch, and stuff like that have been around. They've got the underpinnings to help alleviate with all that stuff.
Yeah, they certainly, well, they have the backing for one, Amazon, Twitch with Amazon, YouTube with Google, obviously. And it's right. Again, that's one thing that works against Rumble, but that's a point of contention. Like you are coming into this field and you know what's coming up. So that's where I think strategic updates would be most beneficial. Is like, This is before we get on further. So this I saw Kick do this a while back, and I'm not saying that they're perfect at this. I'm not agreeing with the whole of Kick, but I will agree with this Momo thing. So a while back, Kick did this thing where they were taking in feedback, and they made this huge ranking list that anyone could go into, rank what they figured would be like the top whatever for them or whatever. But I when I saw that, when I saw them do that, and I think that was like a week or so ago that they were doing that. When I saw that, and Eddie and all them were up on screen, I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen a platform do something like that. And again, I don't have to agree with Kick fully. Maybe there's some things that Kick has issues to whatever, but to have be transparent. They have a list of feedback items that they got there from their community, from people who use their platform, and now they are showing this list that anyone from that community, and it's using a program called Straw Poll or something like that, where they do have sort of a bot defense or whatever. They're showing this ranking thing where anyone from that community and Kick can go and they can rank what's most important to them. And guess what? They're going to take that ultimate end goal of that ranking, and they're going to, I think he said the top 3 or the top 5, and they're going to work on those things. That is something that almost every platform is missing. YouTube, Twitch, Odyssey, BitChute, even Rumble itself. There is no other platform I am seeing do that. That is putting Kick ahead of the game. Whatever you think of Kick in regards of the other stuff, that one item right there that I see them do, that I've been trying to do with Rumble² and all that stuff, that puts them ahead of the game of any other platform. And why is that? Is because they are showing a form of transparency that no other platform I'm seeing do. And that's an issue.
Well, the other thing too is they're working on the back end. They've identified a lot of people that they have already kicked 500 people or more off of the partner program on Kick because of botting situations that they've been able to directly tie with said streamer, because that's very important for you to be able to do that. But he was I just saw this earlier right before stream on Twitter, where Eddie was saying that a lot, like majority of the KPP are botting because that improves their KPP numbers, how much money they get paid per hour. And he even celebrated one of the another streamer saying, hey, you're a big streamer and your stuff's legit. We've looked into it. Nobody can find botters. He's running great numbers and all that. But there are a lot on there. They're trying to find them, but it's hard to do. It is really hard to find out because they have, in order to take them off, they have to have direct proof that streamer is botting themselves. And it's not one of their viewers trying to help their favorite streamer make more money.
Yeah, and again, that should what all platforms be doing, is having the proof to show that that person is actually botting, instead of just taking off from what some creators are saying and then getting that person's account deleted a few hours after the fact on a public forum. I don't agree with that, and I'll stand by that. I don't agree with witch hunts, which it was. It may only be one instance, but one is one too many, and there are probably other people who have had something similar. Not a lot, some, but I don't agree with it, and I think platforms need to do a better job of that, instead of getting rid of someone right away because the community said something. If it's not as blatant can be, then it needs to have more evidence than just chat viewers versus chat engagement.
Yeah, I was just going to say the presumption of innocence. If you're in a court of law, presumption of innocence until proven guilty.
Correct.
So, I mean, court of public opinion should not change that.
And unfortunately, for this one time, it seemed like it did.
Dude, there are, and I've seen this on Twitter, and just so you know, Captain, I do go through and block people that I don't want to see certain things, which has helped what I see on Twitter.
Right.
But there's multiple people that I'm seeing where, especially in Europe, they have more protections than we do here in the United States. They do, where they have literally taken YouTube to court. The judge signs with them. And it's been 6 weeks since that ruling, and they still don't have their YouTube channel back. So, it's not like every platform is infallible either. It's not.
Yeah.
These people have court rulings that the court said, which in their country that YouTube must abide by.
Yeah.
Okay. And 6 weeks later, they still don't have it. They're like, well, I'm going to have to call my lawyer and, we're have to get something done. And YouTube's going to have to pay for the lawyer fees and all this other stuff because they unjustly demonetize channels.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are cracking down on AI. My favorite story is called The Black Ship. They've now put some things on Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But they got demonetized because they do use AI artwork, okay, for pictures, okay, and they use an AI voice, but they have writers from Reddit that they have contracts with, and they share a third of their income from YouTube with said writers for an exclusivity deal that are writing it. They even submitted those contracts as proof that it's not AI written stories. They're only using an AI voice. And let me be clear, he goes through the work. Dude, in 55 chapters, I think I've only heard 15 words mispronounced, which is pretty dang good when you're using an AI voice. Okay,
right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I see some really bad stuff out there.
Right.
Like, look at the ship, Dot. Look at the look at the exclamation or no asterisk USS Enterprise asterisk, and the freaking AI voice is reading that crap. Anyway, I'm sorry. But they got demonetized even when they had the contracts to prove to YouTube and everything else. So now that they're doing some things over here on Rumble, it's just but that's on the flip side that they're so anti-AI and they can't get a human to actually look at all that different stuff. And that's YouTube. So, there's issues all over the place.
Yeah, definitely no platform is perfect. And that's, again, why multi-platforming is going to be the future.
And a great story. If you haven't heard of The Black Ship, it is a fan. I just listened to it. Fantastically written story. The writer on Reddit, he is gold, and he's still writing the story. It's awesome.
Nice. That's pretty awesome.
And he's on Rumble too.
Yeah. But to kind of quickly get through these, Bubbles has come in. Thank you, Bubbles. Since coming to Rumble, I've built a stable community and support for my viewers. I think Rumble has better growth than other platforms with amazing people, but this is my feeling, and that is understandable. But it's also a new platform, and new platforms have that quick, I guess, quick building sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to take away from what you're saying. I'm just here to provide my perspective, and that's that. Super Sato says, I'll say even setting up YouTube is easier. Also, yeah, YouTube has too many good gamers or just anything. Rumble, to be honest, like you guys mentioned, is more like right-wing politics. Understandable. And he says, I'm setting up a stream is easier on YouTube than Rumble. Yes, I can understand that. We've talked about that. Then Bubble says, and also the amount of work you put in to grow your under channel, that is important. You need to use socials to get seen, and it takes time. Yes, agreed. You need to, again, being on one platform. If that's all you can handle, that's what you do. Your stuff is about you. Do not take what I say to heart because it's about what you want to create, not about what I say. But my thing is, I've seen too many times with the YouTube thing and the Twitch thing, and now with Rumble, that being on one platform is just not a solution. It is a detriment, from what my experience is, and I'd rather be on place. The uncancelable part for a content creator is where you're on so many platforms that they can't get you shut down quick enough. That's the point. But your content is your own. Your creation is your own. Don't listen to me if that's the case. Do what's best for you. That's all that matters. And thank you for being here, Bubbles. But anyway, that's the end of that. We are going to start winding down because it is getting to that time. I know it's the weekend, but I'm not going to stay here till midnight talking about whatever. We've already hashed out enough. I already think I'll thank my guests enough. But first, we're going to start with our places and stuff. I've put all the links down below. Like I said earlier, Daniel was not able to come because he had an emergency, and so he thought he might be able to make it, but it looks like he wasn't able to. So we'll try for next time. And Vet, I have no idea. I hope he's okay. But since we can't bring you up on screen, Tessa, I'll start with you for your social stuff. So if you want to.
Sure. You can find me at tacitmortem.com. TACETMORT, the number 3M.com, or E instead of the 3. It doesn't really matter. It'll both redirect to the same place, and you can find everything there. For my Rumble channel, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm everywhere, so you can find me there.
Mhm. Yeah, and having one link to go to is pretty rad. It's pretty
Yeah.
rad. But again, thank you for
And
coming
thanks
on.
for having me on. Yeah,
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
you're just know that your experiences and the issues that you have are just as important as anything else, because you, like you said, you want to see Rumble succeed, and and it can't succeed without hearing opposite ends. It can't always hear the positive, go for Rumble sort of thing, and we're part of the team, whatever. No, it has to hear the opposite side. Said, hey, these are the platforms that provide something that keep coming back. What are you providing that's going to keep me coming back?
Yeah.
Just saying free speech and day one monetization, at least for the creator part, is not an answer. Rumble Wallet is not an answer. It is a option, but it's not an answer.
I agree.
So there's that. And again, thank you. Hold on. Part of it. Oh no, thank you for being here, Bubbles. Thank you. I appreciate you. I used to hit hard, but with 3 kiddos, I'm just slowing down to focus me. Hey, you know what? That's the important part, man. That's the important part. Never regret that. Never let anyone tell you otherwise either. And then he says, the problem is multi-streaming is a headache if you try like 4 tubes. Yeah, I understand that. Look, again, only do what you can, right? Only do what you can. That's always what it should be for a content creator. Always do what you can, but try not to be on just one platform, because YouTube has shown why you shouldn't, Twitch has shown why you shouldn't, and to some degree, Rumble has shown why you shouldn't. So yeah, cake as well, but that's a whole nother ball game I don't want to get into right now. So again, thank you, Tacit, for that. Let's see who else I have next. Here we go. All right, Captain. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and promote your stuff.
Yes. Captain Tor, captain of the Delta 4 Pirate Submarine. You can catch me most times Thursday nights, 7 o'clock or 7:30 Central Standard Time. I do my art live streams, and once in a while I'll try to fit in another one during the weekend if I can. You can find my portfolio at DeviantArt, Captain Tor at DeviantArt, or you can follow me on X at Real Captain Tor or Truth Social. So those are some other places you can find me. But as of right now, I am currently a Rumble exclusive only as far as my live streams go. It keeps things kind of simple and it keeps things kind of neat.
Understandable.
So that's pretty much it. Thank you, gentlemen, for some of the pointers. Though I did take some notes while I was here, and there are some things here like social stream ninja. That sounds like a good thing to start with, and epidemic sound. I kind of like that idea too. That $17.99 a month actually sounds pretty good. So, but otherwise, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on, Captain Tor. It's nice to
well, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah. Good to get your perspective on stuff, and that's the important part right there. So thank you. Barney Jack, do you next? I'm putting your links. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
Oh, I've got too many.
It's in the link tree. I got your link tree.
Okay, sorry. Oh well, I'm Barney Jack. I stream on I live stream on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Trovo, Rumble, X, and TikTok. There's my link tree. I'm a live gamer streamer, and I just like to have fun, joke around. I am 18 plus. I always do joke around, and my stream calls me out on it when I say, "Hey, this is a Christian stream. None of that."
Thank you for following.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
There we go. There we go.
Oh Lordy, that's funny. But no, seriously, everyone is welcome in my stream. I'm all about having fun and looking good doing it and joking around. So. And usually my shorts and TikToks and Instagrams are pretty funny. And when we do start having vertical on Rumble, I will start also putting those shorts and stuff over here on Rumble also.
Not bad. I just like the part where you said looking good doing it. I'm like, well, sir, you certainly won that award, right? That beard is a little too much, but you know what I'm saying?
No. The background is because it's Valentine's. That's my Valentine's stream setup.
Oh, someone's getting a little too early. But then again, stores
Oh.
do that with the
Now he
candy.
needs to have some Barry White music going
No,
on in the background.
no, dude, guys. Okay, first of all, I got tired of the live streamer. I'm like, oh, the week of, I'm going to do this, or like the week before Halloween. The heck, no, man. The entire month of October was Halloween on my stream. Just then we had the fall in November, and boom, right after freaking Thanksgiving, boom, Christmas. Then I had as soon as Christmas was done, the next day, boom, all my New Year's streams, New Year's stuff was up there.
Yep.
I like to enjoy that because I have different alerts for all the different the different seasons and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
all the different events. Just like right now, I got big hearts that pop up for the Valentine's and all that. I'll go back to my normal after Valentine's. I do all that different special stuff for the different seasons and all that stuff on my stream.
Yeah, look at that.
I can't get enough of your love, baby.
That's right.
Don't
Exactly.
know why I can't get enough of your love, baby.
That's right.
That's what
And-
you
Well,
need to
no, wait a minute. If you're into that, here you go. There you go. Okay.
I just was like, you need some Barry White music in the background, but then he gonna take that in a whole different direction.
He went BDSM with that one. Good.
Yeah, no
I have 7 stream decks at my disposal right now, full of soundboards and everything. So I've got it all hooked up and stuff. So
Oh goodness, this.
I need to get myself a soundboard.
Oh goodness, but thank you, thank you, Barney. Okay. Thank you, Barney Jack, for coming on, and thank you for being part of this. Love to hear your perspectives and all that. Know that it's not. I'm going to try to do my best to put it out there. It'll take me a few days, but it's not going to go to waste. But just know that what you gave is important as well, because you and Tessa are multiple platforms. You have experiences, and those are important. And if a platform wants to get better, it's going to have to find those strategic points to bring people in, because you're just not going to if no one's going to want to come. So right now, Rumble seems to be more creator centric and creator viewership than it is just regular viewership. At least it's my perspective. So thank you for that. But anyway, for my end of things, because yes, I let them go first. They've had their turn. Now they get to sit in the back end. It's like, oh man, I'm just joking. But anyway, for my end of things, that's my link tree right there. You can go there, find my email, Twitter, X. I have a link to Discord, but it's just for DMing, and my Rumble and YouTube link are in there. You can go there and find my stuff. Again, I mostly communicate through Twitter, X, but I do have my email and Discord DMs open for people who don't have that at Twitter X. So there you go for that. And of course, just as a quick thing, I'm going to go through this. I do promote a few things. I won't get into depth because it's just too long-winded at this point, and I really it's getting to that time. So, but here are the things I promote. First off, I am part of Proton's partner program. I've been in it since early of last year. I use Proton on a daily basis. This is promoting the Proton Unlimited plan. It includes a Proton VPN, Proton Mail, Proton Pass, Proton Drive. They're very privacy-oriented company, and if you want to check it out, the link is there. There's more in-depth stuff for it, so if you want to check out the in-depth stuff, it's right there. And if you do decide to take up on that plan, you get 30% off for the year. But at the end of the day, I promote it because I use it myself, and again, you hear those stories about like companies getting hacked and passwords getting leaked and all that stuff, and Proton does a pretty good job. They're worth exploring. They have free options, but you get more with the paid stuff. So give it a look. If it's worth it to you, great. If not, it's a tool to save for later. So there you go for that. And of course, I promote Biltong USA. I've had the owner of that business on. His name is Anton. He's actually from South Africa. So if people don't know what biltong is a South African snack. It is actually, it's like their form of beef jerky, but it's not like store-bought beef jerky. In America, it's a little more healthier for you. And Bubbles knows because she's South African herself. But you can go to the website. You can go check out their items. They do more. They sell more than biltong. They sell sweets and treats from the UK. Same from South Africa. I'm actually waiting on an order right now from them. They're great. They're a husband and wife who run this business. It's just them and maybe their kids doing it. So they're not like a big corporations, but they do it all here in America. They get their meat from America, except bison, which comes from Canada. It's a long story, but at the end of the day, great family people made in America, and it's a great snack to have. Very addictive, at least for my part. But if you want to go look at it, link is right there. And if you want to decide to buy something from it, you can save 10% off by using code DARA, DARA. I use my code myself, so I'm very grateful for that. 10% is 10%. So, I ain't going to pass that up. But yeah, again, those are the things I promote. I don't really know what I get out of the biltong per se, but I can get money from the proton one. But I promote it for the benefit of others, not for myself. And thank you all listening to my TED Talk. So there you go for that. But anyway, that is the end of the 13 biltong and proton one link blasphemy. Well, the both links were in there, and I was trying to get it done through quickly. All right, where were you? Where were you? You just came in and like you're coming at the very end, Neuro. Come on.
Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that was actually a good one. To be honest, that kind of worked. But thank you all for help making the 13th Rumble² a success. Know that I am trying to do my best with that feedback data and putting it out there publicly, as I always do. You can go to my highlight tab and see all my previous stuff I've done. But at the end of the day, no, I do this because one, individual voices can easily be ignored, and I know a lot of people have their issues to one degree or another. But when you get the data, when you start bringing in more and more people to see where things are at, sort of like what Kick is doing, that's when you can start making actual real good change instead of just this fluff and stuff, which can be for what platforms do. So again, dealing with frozen pipes, man, I hope that gets fixed, because that's not a fun thing, man. Hopefully there's not too much damage, but more power to you. More power to you. So, but again, thank you all for being here so much. Thank you to my people. Thank you to the chat. Great group of people, whether you're here for the whole thing or you just came in. Thank you for being here, and know that your part is added too. Because I know some of you stream on Rumble and you want to see it get better, but it doesn't get better by listening to yes men or just the positive force. Feedback is feedback. Let's find out where the majority of people are at. Constructive criticism. Let's find out where the majority of people are at and work on that. And I also want to give a big shout out to my guests. Thank you guys for being here. I know Tacit can't be seen, but that's a Rumble Studio issue. That's not his issue. But I thank you all the same. And of course, like I said, Daniel was not able to come because of an emergency. Don't know what happened to Vet, but that's a deal for another time. So thank you all so much. Again, all our links will both be on both the Rumble side and YouTube side, so you're not lost on one another. So there is that. And of course, I end the show just like you saw a music video at the beginning. I end the show with a music video I always play at the end called "One Day with You" by Pogo. If you want to see Pogo stuff, you can look down in the description below and you'll see a link to his channel. Hasn't made anything for a few years, and he may never make anything again, but I hope one day he does, or hope one day I get to talk to him. Maybe, don't know. But I appreciate and enjoy his stuff. So again, "One Day with You" by Pogo. Have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your weekend. And I thank you all again for stopping by. You are all wonderful people, and I look forward to doing it again. Schedule for Dare Chat will be released tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. And see you next time, guys. Bye.
That was a good outro video, man.